hello, everybody. You know what I
Hello.
didn't do, and will do now. The answer is change the Twitch anything. Anything to do with Twitch. I forgot. We don't just stream into the void.
So
So,
we're not live, or just we're live to
oh, we are
the airwaves?
live. I just haven't updated what we're live with.
Oh,
So what are we live with?
According to my end, we aren't
quiet
live.
here.
What? What I clicked?
Oh wait, there we go. Now we're live.
Okay.
It just took a second.
Yes. So quick update for those who are our avid viewers. Zen is unavailable for the
viewer?
foreseeable future. We have like, I don't know, some of our videos get like 10 views. Eventually.
the ones that get a lot are our review videos, and I don't
That's
think
true.
those are.
But our masks videos have like 10 views on them.
Oh,
Oh,
So yeah.
Huh.
I know. We're famous.
super famous.
Yep. Very. But yeah. Okay, hold on. Not this again.
oh, the cameras froze.
Yep, the cameras froze. Except for Indigo's. Even the I don't know. I don't know why.
Live
Hold on.
from my kitchen.
Go to this and then just hide and show everyone's cameras again. Did that do it? No. I think I went to a break screen. Cool. We still have the masks break screen. We're not doing masks right now, but there have the mask
Oh.
break screen.
Breaks is on indefinite hiatus due to reasons.
Does someone want to explain the situation in a short way? Why?
I think that was it. Mask is on hiatus due to conflicting
Reasons?
schedules and stuff.
Unavailable
So
cast
instead of-
member.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So instead of trying to barrel forward, we are going to slightly switch gears, and we are going to experimentally wade into a new thing, starting with playing the Quiet Year. And we're going to
There
see
we
where
go.
it goes from there.
We're back. Cameras worked again. It's so weird. I have to switch to a break screen to get the cameras off of the current thing, then disable and re-enable them, like just hide and show. Then they work. I don't know why. Next time I'm going to update OBS.
Turn it off and then back on again. That's the always
Basically what's
the
working,
core
but it has to be like,
solution.
it's almost Schrodinger-like. I have to turn it off and on again while it's not live, only while it's in the preview, not the actual live section. Like no one can be looking at it, and then turn it on and off again. Then it works.
Or, if you're not a tech person, you can call a tech person to deal with your problem and it will be magically fixed.
Oh.
You mean the tech wizards?
Oh, but it'll be fixed before they even get there. You'll go to show them the problem and it won't be there.
I prefer.
I assume there's a story.
Not specifically. I just do some tech support on the side. It's tech support.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So it
my
feels
parents
like
/ grandparents tech support as well. I understand.
it feels like I'm bashing my head against a brick wall, and eventually I get through it, but not always.
But after like 5 minutes of saying, why do you have so many files on your desktop instead of in folders or anywhere? I can't find anything because everything's just on your desktop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to magically be the tech support for my dad, who's like actually like a software engineer. We filmed a thing for my grandma's birthday, and he bought a like external microphone. He's like, "Why isn't this working?" And I looked at it. I'm like, "It helps if you turn it on." He didn't. There's an on
Ooh.
switch. He didn't turn on.
Software
He
is
spent
not
like
hardware.
5 minutes.
Okay, so we are playing The Quiet Year. We are thinking this is sort of an experiment. We want to try making a small setting and then finding a system that would work with it and running a game in it. Probably rotating GMs. We also might have a fifth person join us for this campaign, maybe, or rotating people or something. Basically, this is all
One step at a time.
exactly. So the first step is playing this game. I have played The Quiet Year once, years ago, and I barely remember it, but I enjoyed it. The Quiet Year is a map drawing, community building game about rebuilding after the collapse of a civilization. We do not play as individual characters. During the game, we will be drawing cards for the most part, and the card will give us effectively a prompt of something that happens, and it is up to us to detail and describe that what happens based on that prompt and a few other. Has anyone else played this game?
Nope. To reiterate a question, though, that was put on before the stream, if we pull out something and the details works and we decide, okay, what happens if an eldritch god has come back from the dead and we just want to drop something that is completely out there into the story? Is that something that we as a group are okay with, or do we want to keep this relatively mundane?
I will say I am, but also know that if we say yes, we have all played games with me, and I love the dumb monkey wrench things. So
You
yes,
throw the lawnmower
yeah,
in.
yeah. I'm okay with no, and I'm okay with yes, but I have to understand if it's yes, I will be playing by those rules.
By
I
chaos.
Yeah,
Um,
I also would be okay, but that also would limit what games we could fit this setting to.
yes.
Like, if you go Eldritch Gods, like, I guess we're playing Cthulhu.
I half, now want to do two versions of it, one with crazy and one without, and see which one we enjoy more.
We
But
can also go if it's we can all how about this? We say yes, and if it becomes too wild, we can say okay. Now we're gonna do a not wild one, so we can actually use the setting. That's also
actually
fine.
probably a good idea. So let's go for this
Yeah.
one. Yes, welcome to go wild.
Let's break the
Now,
system first.
The
and then
system
we'll
will not
fix
care about this. The system is fine with wild. Most of the prompts are mundane. It is up to you to make it wild. For example, one is, where are you storing your food?
Oh,
In the
pocket
mouth of the
dimension.
Leviathan.
There we go. Like I said, it's up to you to make it wild. So, there is more than just drawing cards and saying things, though. So let me read through this, skim through it because I have played it before. So we have 3 columns on Roll20: abundances, scarcities, and names. So names of characters or places and things like that. We'll also be drawing on this, so prepare your freehand tools because using them. In addition to all of that, here we go. The opening story. Ooh, it comes with box text. So there are terms.
Box text.
Yes. For a long time, we were at war with the jackals. Now, finally, we've driven them off, and we're left with this: a year of relative peace. One quiet year with which to build our community up and learn again how to work together. Come winter, the frost shepherds will arrive, and we might not survive the encounter. This is when the game will end. But we don't know about that yet. What we know is that right now, in this moment, there is an opportunity to build something.
I had the Terminator music in my head the whole time. They're like, dun, dun,
All right,
dun, dun.
already I'm super into the idea that we just had a war with the jackals, and now the next calamity is the frost shepherds.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, introducing our tools, we have the blank page. We all take turns drawing on the map. Don't worry about drawing well. It's just fine as is. There is a turn summary at the end of the PDF. I will write it down because it's like 4 things. So I'll just write it down here. Turn summary. Number 1, play a card. Number 2, adjust the dice. We'll get to that. Number 3, take an action, which is discover something new or hold a discussion or start a project. That's how the game plays. There's an event on your turn. There's like an event based on the card, and then we adjust the dice, and then you get to do one of those 3 things. So I have, at the end of the PDF is a reference for what the cards mean. I currently also have tables for each card. So
Cool, convenient.
there we go. That's also definitely not right. Hold on. 1,
There should be
2.
52, right? Because it's a full deck of
Yeah.
playing cards.
There's
Except
48.
not
What did I
winter.
miss? Oh, there's a 10 in this too. Okay, I can add a 10.
You have
Except
looking at the decks. There's 4 decks that are all Heart Spring.
Yeah, I'm gonna rename them.
Oh, okay.
So I just showed one. It doesn't have a back right now. Oh, it's just blank. anything.
Where do you see the...
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Oh, there it is. It's
Perfect.
with
The
the
little
mask.
thing.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Do I introduce superheroes just off the bat? Maybe.
It was superhero war or something like that.
The
No.
Great Super War.
No, out of the superhero
X-Men.
war. Out of the war, we elevated the super. We can figure something out. I can make
Perfect.
superheroes work. You're
So,
not.
in addition, there are dice. Ooh, can I turn 3D dice? I'm not going to bother right now. That's
Oh,
difficult.
do it. Do it.
Okay, how do I turn on?
No, it'll break everything.
That's what I'm worried
I think
about.
that's
There are dice. When the community starts a project, we'll place a die on the map to note how many weeks it will take to finish. Each week, the dice tick down by 1. When a die reaches 0, the project is complete. Okay, so it's like a countdown, basically.
And then we see how well the project went.
Yep. Then we have also 20 contempt tokens. They represent simmering tensions. That is a thing we'll have to manage. Need to make. There we go. I will manage this. I will put a token and times. Everyone able to move them around.
So if we don't like something, the in-game action is to add contempt to it.
Yep. What it seems.
Fun.
Let's see what we've got. Do you want pentagrams for contempt tokens? Ooh, actually, I like the skull thing.
Yeah, skulls.
Or contempt.
yeah. Contempt.
Ooh, I like that.
So, rolled by everyone. And
That looks like the coin from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh
Awesome.
yeah, the gold coin.
Everyone's favorite. Honestly, it might be my favorite Disney proper movie.
Everyone's favorite movie based on a ride.
have contempt tokens.
Yeah, there's no other good ride-based movies.
Wait, it was based on
Uh,
the ride, not the other way
Yes.
around?
Yep.
No, yes.
Yes. Yeah, the
Yes.
ride was made in like the 60s or
Yeah,
something.
so is
whenever Disney
the Eddie
opened.
Murphy Haunted Mansion movie. Same thing,
Oh,
except
huh.
it did not do well.
No.
At some point in
I hear
winter,
Jungle Cruise is good.
at some point during winter,
Fun.
we will draw the King of Spades. That is what kills everyone, or what ends the game. That doesn't kill everyone. That's what ends us. The game
Us,
ends.
the Eponymous.
The Frost Shepherds arrive when the King of Spades is drawn. So we have spades are winter. What's next? Diamonds or summer. Okay, so call this one diamonds for summer. Otherwise, it's the same. Then this one is clubs for autumn. Spades for winter. So as we go through the seasons, I'll show them when it's time. Our role, we do not control specific characters or act out scenes. Instead, we all act as abstract social forces within the community. At any point, we might be representing a single person or a great many of them. This is about social forces and their impact on land rather than about specific individuals. We're also playing as the community, looking for opportunities to introduce new and interesting challenges. It's our job to make sure there are always difficult decisions to be made and uncertainties to be explored. As we introduce interesting challenges for the community and then figure out how to address them, tensions will emerge that ultimately reveal the character and future of our community. Before the first week of play, so before basically the first turn is taken, we establish a general landscape for our map. This begins with a brief discussion about the general terrain and habitat. So someone, for example, saying, how about a community in a rocky desert? And everyone nodding in agreement. Or something else. Yeah. The community itself should be fairly large on the map, perhaps taking about 1/3 of the sheet. Usually the community has around 60 to 80 members, so it is a small village, hamlet.
Community.
Perfect. Let's make it a bit smaller because we're going to also need the space for more writing.
That's great. We'll figure out how to delete things.
So immediately we're going to be talking about what kind of genre we want, because the idea I have in my head is some kind of crashed spaceship that is like far beyond repair and spaceflight again, but it's what we're living in. Like
a space mothership.
yeah, like a giant capital ship that crashed, and like the landscape is just the ruins of that ship, mixed with the
I'm good
like
with that.
rock or alien grasses of a landscape. If we want to go for a sort of science fiction style while still having a lot of scarcity.
I'd oddly enough not so much go for the scarcity. I'd go for, you've got this lush, green, beautiful land. What are you
Scarcity
gonna
is a
find
part
in
of built into the game.
it? Okay.
Well, you can have
Uh,
scarcity in a lush green land.
You can,
yeah, if it's alien stuff, like, can we eat this? We don't know.
yeah.
Is the normal grass that is
Scarcity,
everywhere turning
also
it green
scarcity can
going to
be abstract things like safety.
Mhm. I kind of like that, but I also what popped into my mind is like a cyberpunk world that is like an economic crash that caused like the apocalypse.
I also dig that because frankly, there's not many post cyberpunk.
Post cyberpunk.
Yeah, add as
Yeah,
many posts
rare.
on there you need, but like after everyone said the world is going to hell, everyone's like this is horrible. Then wars erupted, then the world ended, and now we're here.
Yeah, so I don't know how I feel about alien spaceship crash, but I am into the idea of mossed over cities.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
idea of a mossed over city and the community being like all right, we popped out of the bunker or whatever,
yeah,
and now we have moved to this empty field area where there's not all of the like falling crumbling concrete or whatever, but that also means like because we're talking you mentioned safety as a scarcity, and I like that concept a lot, where the idea is that for a while we were hiding in the wreckage of the like the former cities or whatever, but the infrastructure has degraded to the point where it is actively dangerous to stay in there. But
I like
also
that.
now we have the problem of we are in the open now.
Yeah,
I like
what
that.
lays upon the surface?
we are in the open now, and it's been maybe centuries, maybe millennia since we were actually around here.
Who
But
knows, for
the
some
world,
reason we weren't in the open before, but now we are. After the war with the jackals, we can no longer hide from the open, and now we are in the open.
yeah,
And there is the future punk. Let's I don't know, that's not a good phrase for what this is, but that sci-fi idea of a like forest retaking the city. So there is, if you go far enough, you can find a metropolis that has trees sprouting on top of skyscrapers and
yeah.
So I
raccoon
guess
gangs running
The one
around and
thing
whatnot.
Raccoon
to
gangs.
I would very
summarize,
much like is to have the ability for the world to have evolved beyond what we understand.
yes.
Mhm.
Like, that might be a tree, but that might be, spore producing madness. Yeah.
So to summarize that, if I'm reading it right, and to make sure I am, um, our community would be set in the outskirts of a long ago ruined cyberpunk mega sprawl. In the outskirts of it, to the point where it is like half like taken over by civilization. The city itself is too, or half taken over by nature. But like
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
never super urban.
we're
We
not
ha-
in downtown.
we had to
We're
move
like
out
in
of
this
We are
downtown
tunnel.
because
in
it was
we
far too
found
dangerous.
we found an empty place to start again when we
So if
emerged from whatever.
travel a day or so next to us, you'll find
You'll
downtown.
find it. But
Okay.
but
And
yeah, I also like the idea that we hid away for so long that now we are unfamiliar with the flora and fauna, and so
Yeah.
there are surprises on every corner. So that from the storybooks we read, that's a tree, but also we didn't realize it now absorbs anything that touches it.
Yeah, like a cyberpunk megacity breaks down, the nuclear power plants explode. What happens?
We
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
We weren't here for it. We didn't see
Yeah,
the things change.
Mhm.
I've seen pictures of a tiger in my little pop-up book, but why does that tiger have two heads?
Yeah.
Why is it only the size of my knee?
Yeah. Ooh,
Two-headed tiger the size of your knee.
Yeah.
vicious, but so adorable.
So I added a questions column. This is not part of the game. I just figured there's stuff we can discuss at another time or answer as part of a prompt if something comes up. Um. So. Okay then. So, former. What should we? What, do we want a name, or do we want to just wait on the name?
Let's wait on the name.
Or just the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah, the city until we find something that's like that's the defining.
Yeah.
Well, this is our community within the city.
Oh, I meant the city is a separate location from community.
Yeah, so city's like out there, and then we have just the community until we make
Okay,
up something
yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Or even just community, because that sounds kind of cool.
That reminds me of the TV show.
Have
Not
not seen it.
related.
I know.
Try and Abed do some hunting.
So, firstly, talk about the landscape. Each of us introduces one detail about the local terrain and then sketches it onto the map. So these sketches should be rough and simple, leaving lots of blank space for additions during play. The community itself should be fairly large on the map, perhaps taking up 1/3 of the sheet. Yeah, okay. So this is not stuff that's like downtown far away, but this is like what's in the neighborhood. If this is a literal neighborhood, actually that could be the name of it.
Okay.
I think the specific point I want to make is that it is in the open. It is not surrounded by a forest. It is not backed up against a hill or a mountain.
Yeah.
It is in the open specifically, is the feature I want to add about the community.
Yeah, is a distinct lack of
Cover.
defensible terrain.
Yeah.
Lots of flat land.
I think for me, if you go the opposite way of wherever the city is, because the text on that just moved, I would like to have some sort of source of water. And in this case, I'm thinking a waterfall, and just a gigantic waterfall pouring from, one mountain into, you can't actually see where it is going, just going right into an underwater
Well, I think the thing is,
river or
Indigo just said
reservoir or something.
Indigo
Yeah,
just said there's
further
no
away from
mountains.
the town that it's not actually in the open.
Yeah, like our community's in the open, but let's say like if the city's like if I'm understanding right, if the city's over here, the waterfall's over here. Like it's not part of our community, it's
No.
also like far away like the city is.
Yes, but I think that's for later. Like we're specifically what is part of the community, or very like a short walk from it. That's at least for this
Okay.
We're
stage.
detailing the community first, and then we build out. So we can
Yes.
still add that waterfall plan, because I like that idea of a waterfall
Yeah.
that doesn't go into a lake. It doesn't go into
Yeah.
a river. It just goes into the ground.
Yeah.
Into a
I do
hole
like
in the
it, but I think it's local terrain.
Okay.
Like this is what's down the street or a few blocks over, probably.
Okay.
I like the idea of there's like a crumbling like outlet mall.
Yeah.
To keep the keep it open still, like just an outlet that's
Then
like
you're
super
welcome to draw
like
it.
broken.
I think sketch it onto the map. Yep, wherever you want it to be.
Let's put it. It's probably gonna be closer to the city side, so let's put it like here, and I will name it. I'll put it in my red outlet.
Okay.
Perfect. I think my idea is sort of a war graveyard of two groups, like from a long time ago war people that fought each other. Not an army, but more like small of effectively super soldiers. Most of them died, but when they rotted, they left their skeletons and their cybernetics there. So there's like a bunch of cyber skeletons. Just
There's a robot skeleton graveyard.
Basically. Yep.
Robot people skeletons.
Try to draw a robot.
So I'm not sure if this is still what we're looking for, but I'm liking the idea of having a functioning like pet sanctuary directly next to the outlet. We'll see what happens with those, and wildlife, pets. It's just a matter of these people are dedicated in some way to keeping the animals good as they figure out what exactly those are.
Mm-hmm. So we got pet sanctuary and robo robo graveyard.
Yep.
I got a literal nothing.
You're like, it's open.
Well, I guess if you want to improve that, like,
No,
what
I'm
is
fine
the
with my choice.
flora? Like, it is wide open, but like,
Is it like a plain, or is it like
Oh yeah, it's
or
a
like
prairie.
have the grasses all gone weird, or are they a weird color?
Ooh, I like the weird color.
I have an idea for you if you want to take it.
Is it what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
A
Is it
bright.
just indigo grasses everywhere?
Oh no, you could combine that. My idea was glow in the dark. Like when it gets dark, there's the sea of like bioluminescent
That's
like
actually
prairie grass,
perfect. And we're like,
and it's indigo colored.
is it
Yeah, like
glow in the dark
yes.
like indigo grasses?
Yeah, we
The
have.
indigo prairie.
We're on a prairie, and it looks like a fuzzy sphere.
That's
I
actually
guess.
great because it's defensible in a different way. Because stealth would be impossible at night and during the day, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's tall grasses. I guess it wouldn't be
That's true.
inside. Whereas I I have a deep loathing of the Roll20 freehand mechanisms.
Yes,
The skull. I'm happy with it. It's a good skull.
I've
Deep and unwavering loathing. But yeah, we're in the middle of a prairie. It grows bioluminescently. Not probably not indigo because that's a darker color, but
Like a neon purple.
yeah, kind of like it varies grass species to grass species. In a prairie, there's more than one
Yeah.
kind of grass kicking around. Shades of
it's
blue.
just
It's like you take the
Shades.
avatar grasses and then add some like radioactivity to how they look.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it glows at night. Um, it keeps the cyber tigers at bay.
The cyber tigers.
Hey, have we all gone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
That's-
did we write this? Okay, yes. Good.
We've established cyber tigers.
Yep. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh, we've thrown Burning Wheel out the window already.
Yep. Completely.
Listen,
I haven't taken the first turn.
I warned you,
We are
like, hey,
just
if we don't intend to make it Burning Wheel, it's not gonna be Burning Wheel.
we are just the horrible, benevolent beings of this land. We don't have to worry about dealing with cyber tigers.
Yep. Oh no, hold on, I did that issue again.
We can inflict
Cameras.
the
It happens every time I specifically minimize Discord, which is frustrating.
Oh, camera freeze?
Yeah, camera freeze again because I just need to switch between the book and Roll20 and OBS and Discord. It's a thing. Either way, we're good now.
Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I've lost a monitor in my move here.
Mm.
It's fine. I literally pull my monitors out of the trash because it's the cheapest way to get them, and I care more about having a functional computer than paying way too much for a monitor. But one of them got horribly tangled and doesn't work anymore, so I'm down to one.
Are you still adding grass?
So the next
Yes.
thing to do, after you're done adding grass,
I
is
will never
we
be done.
each name an important resource for the community. Something we might have in either abundance or scarcity. Do not draw it right away. Some examples include clean drinking water and adequate shelter, or fish. Choosing a resource makes it important, either that you have it or that you don't have it. Yeah, if you pick gasoline, it becomes something that the community wants and needs, for example. So everyone names a resource before we proceed. We do
Cyber
not
tiger
name
repellent.
we don't name if it is a scarcity or abundance or anything. We just name a resource. It is important. We'll figure out how later.
Water. Clean. No, not even clean water. Just straight up water.
Any
What
water?
water? We
Okay.
have to deal with it.
Cool. What do we have to care about? I'm thinking.
What makes sense to care
Oh,
about in this?
metal. We have to care about metal.
Absolutely.
It gives a reason for the cyber graveyard.
True.
Yep.
If there's a pet sanctuary, I'd imagine we have domesticated animals.
Okay, so those are important, like for our community.
Mhm.
Yeah, we care about our goats.
Our
And then
cyber goats.
I am, of
Now I'm
course,
imagine like telepathic links with your, familiar animal that everybody.
and
Oh
I'm
my
going to pick
God, yeah.
safety because I mentioned that, and I still like the idea of safety. Okay.
Did you pick something, Marissa?
Yes, I picked water.
Oh, you picked water, right?
Yeah.
Now we choose one of them to be in abundance. The rest are in scarcity. Whoever named that resource draws it on the map, and draws its abundance, the source of where we can find it on the map. What is an abundance? Is there a river running nearby, and that is the abundance of water that we have? Is it the I already drew it, but the cyber graveyard is our source of abundant metal.
I
What are we thinking?
My argument would pretend to be for the pets in abundance. I definitely don't want water to be unless it's literally like making everything soggy and flooding everything.
Perfect.
But
Yeah, I think we could draw, because we're in the grasslands, which means we have access to grazing animals. So I think the
Yeah.
idea that we have domesticated animals in abundance makes sense because we are in the place where you would get the animals that you would domesticate.
Okay.
Excellent. I get to draw a very shitty cyber horse.
Yes. It doesn't have to be
right
a
in there.
horse. It's just an animal. We know cyber tigers are not good, but it could,
Domesticated cyber tigers.
maybe that's why we want to keep the cyber tigers at bay. They're not dangerous to
Yeah.
us. They attack our domesticated animals, like wolves
which
do
are
to
also
sheep.
cyber and reproduce cybernetically.
Yes, of course. That was actually what led to the apocalypse: is self-replicating cybernetics.
That's starting to sound a little bit familiar.
And hold on, I gotta make
It's
this
not the
bigger.
mark of cybernetics, and you have your face as metal.
Yep, that's what I'm sticking with the theme.
I've been watching
and
way
then
too much Teen Titans. That makes tracks with me.
So, is it a cat or a sheep, or is it just like not a specific individual animal type? It's just general.
it's a general animal
All
because I
animals who are
imagine
cybernetic are either bred for war or completely
I'm
domesticated.
picturing goats with laser horns.
laser horns.
Yes.
Perfect.
You can't cut them off because they're laser horns.
I mean, if they eat all the grass,
The
they
goat
probably
is the
also
size of
glow
the
in the
house.
dark at night, which
Or
makes
they
it
just glow
very.
all the time because they're laser horns.
No, they're genetically hold on, they're genetically engineered to be like the best grazing animal. Hold on, so I gotta draw like a weird goat eye. There we go. They're goat, cat, cows.
Okay, so this weird combination
Like
of
weird
creatures.
hybrid.
They're felines with square
We're
teeth and
awful.
horns.
We are awful.
Okay, perfect. That is a thing. The rest are in scarcity, and we figure out how to draw a lack of those resources on the map. What it says next.
I think the metal fits with your cyber graveyard already. Is the lack of that is our key source of metal, and it's a very limited source of metal.
I think it's probably also very dangerous. Like a lot of those cybernetics probably have like tamper-proof explosives or something attached to them.
Dangerous and
It's like
hard
a
to get,
minefield.
and it's a limited, scarce
They're
resource we have
very
access to.
small. Like even if you've got a couple of skeletons, like cybernetics isn't half the body. You're not building anything out of that supply of metal.
Perfect.
Yeah.
For a lack of water, my idea is just climate change.
Away.
It's super warm.
Yeah.
It's always hot. Anything that isn't from that waterfall or a large source of water will evaporate.
We gotta hope for the rains.
It's like it's underground or it doesn't exist.
Cool. I'll draw some.
Oh no! I got a worse idea. I have a
Uh-oh.
worse idea.
But
The grasses suck it out of the air.
Ooh.
Oh, they're like moisture farms.
Ooh. Yes.
Okay.
That's horrific and lovely. Do not touch the grass. How
It will
long does it take
dehydrate
grass to
you.
suck it out of your body? Is the
Wait,
question.
what?
Yeah, the
What?
grasses
Oh, that's why-
dehydrate you. It's
That's
like
why we need
rice.
genetically modified grazing animals to eat the grass and not get dried up.
Yeah, we're legitimately trying to terraform Earth by grazing it.
Mm.
Okay, I've drawn a cloud that's being closest thing I got for it.
Okay.
Hold on, and then I'd also imagined with the cyber graveyard, sometimes you don't get good metal, so I'm gonna draw him a little rusty.
Oh yeah.
Or you were mentioning explosives, so put some red
Yeah, or
lines
like a
around that
beeping
guy.
red dot grenade.
Yeah, I also want to reiterate cyber tigers for safety.
Yep.
And the fact we are in the open.
Yeah, it is cyber tigers.
We are both in the open, and there are dangerous animals outside. So I feel like the safety's pretty well covered.
Yeah.
So does that mean someone has to draw a cyber tiger?
Of course.
You saw what I drew, so don't make me draw it.
Someone else who hasn't drawn a face or skull with cybernetic enhancement.
All right. Let's give this a shot.
And yeah, they're outside of the grasses.
Mhm.
Okay.
Ugh, there is no undo.
It's only delete.
Just treat it like Bob Ross would. It's just a happy little accident.
Yep.
Definitely they have retractable tails.
Of course.
Yeah, like they deploy their tail when they're running to stabilize.
I think
Get outside of the grass. There we go.
Perfect.
Oh wait, if safety is in scarcity, they might not like the grass, but they're going to like. The entire point is that they have no problems with it.
Well, if the grasses are just outside of the community, they might also in the. Would that be a thing?
Let's just
No.
put them like the grass. They've learned to live around the grass. The grass isn't actually a protection out of them.
Yeah, but it is a hindrance to them.
Yeah, or at night
Yeah.
or something when
A
they starts
hindrance.
glowing, they don't like it. But during the day, it's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming we have like a fence too. It's not just
Probably.
Something to keep the domesticated
Yeah,
corn goats.
you
cat
gotta
goats.
have the goat cow hybrids that
Chimeras.
also look like
The
cats. Yeah,
cybermeras.
Let's just call them. Yeah, let's just call them the chimeras
chimeras.
or the laser
Yeah.
chimeras.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, to restate it, each week that goes by, one person will do their actions. The other players are meant, in this case, to be quiet audience members unless prompted otherwise. So this is very much like, when it's your turn, pretty much what you say goes. So this is when we get a lot. If you want to go crazy, we can
Here's
go
where
crazy.
we throw the wrenches.
Yeah.
I've already been plotting towards a dumb thing I want to build, so I'm all
Dur-
good.
So during your turn, draw a card. And read the text aloud, which the text will not be in Roll20. You will have to get it from the end of the PDF.
Okay.
Bold text indicates that the card has specific rules. Then we adjust the dice, which is just the countdown dice. Any basically project countdowns will decrease. Finished projects we'll get to.
How do
And
we
then
start projects?
That's one of the actions. At the end of the turn, then take an action. Here we go. Some cards of bold text that only applies for that week. Those rules. Whenever it makes sense, add drawings and symbols to the map to reflect what has changed. We can add symbols too. If a project reaches 0 on the die gets removed, the project is completed. Whoever started it gets to tell everyone how it turns out and update the map to reflect its completion. If a project finished early because of a card, instead, the active player will tell everyone.
All right.
If the project die was put on the board a moment ago as a result of a card, don't adjust it this week. It's just getting underway. Yep. That's why. Yeah, you adjust dice before you put a new one. As a result of that, that's fine. A completed project's usually successful. This doesn't not always mean that the whole community is happy with the results, but it generally goes as planned. An exploration project, for example, will always find something. That's the starter project thing. You say like, yep, we're setting out to do this, and you also probably name who is doing it. That. Discover something new is one of the other actions. Introduce a new situation. Could be a problem, opportunity, both. Draw it onto the map. These should be small and simple, like straightforward drawings. Whenever things seem too controlled and easy, we can use this to introduce new things. When individuals get named, they can be added to a section. The last one is hold a discussion. You can choose to open the discussion with either a question or a statement. Starting from you and going clockwise, each player gets to weigh in once with a single statement of 1 to 2 sentences. If you open with a question, you get to weigh in last. If you open with a statement, that is it for you. That is the statement that you open with is your weighing in. A discussion does not result in a decision being made. Everyone weighs in and it's over. This is how conversations work in communities. They are untidy and inconclusive affairs. It is important also to stick to 1 to 2 sentences. If you feel like you have more to say on a topic, you can always hold another discussion about it in another week. Each discussion is tied to a situation on the map. When the discussion ends, mark the situation with a small dot. Okay. And yeah, there's some example situations, discussions, and projects in the book to look at them.
We lost your
Marissa.
wife.
Oh. Okay. I'm sure she'll come back in a sec. Either her computer totally died, which is unlikely, or Discord died, which is likely.
Far more likely.
Yeah. The last thing to do is when you start a project, choose a situation, declare what the community will do to resolve it. There's no agreeing or disagreeing. The community simply agrees to work. As a group, quickly decide how many weeks the project would take to complete from 1 to 6. Remember, you are a small community. It is not easy or quick to build a house or repair a water wheel. If a project would reasonably take longer than 6 weeks, you'll need to split it into separate stages and separate projects. Okay. And that's how we play. Oh, contempt tokens and other things. If you ever feel like you were not consulted or honored in a decision-making process, you can take a piece of contempt and place it in front of you. This is how we express disagreement or tension. If someone makes a statement or starts a project that you don't agree with, you don't get to speak out of turn. You're instead invited to take a piece of contempt. This will generally remain in front of you until the end of the game and be a reminder of past tensions. If someone does something else that you would greatly support or would mend relationships and rebuild trust, you can, in fact, return a contempt token to the pool.
I'm putting in front of us down below.
Yeah. Everything
I was
else
just
is good.
I was gonna do this, like, since we have to choose a color, but since I'm red, I'd do that, and then just take it away.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
that
what I was
works too.
thinking.
Let's do that, yeah.
And then when you put it back, just change it.
So here's how the pacing will work between the 4 decks. Spring will ask a lot of questions, and we will learn more about the community's inner workings and surrounding landscape. In summer, larger threats and greater progress will both emerge. In autumn, we will be challenged with more serious dangers and losses, and in winter, the community will continue its work and preparations, while we as players will contend with the dramatic irony that any moment the Frost Shepherds could arrive.
How do we advance seasons?
We just run out of cards. Like the only one that ends early is winter, or that has the potential to.
Okay. Not super related to this game, but I recently played with a partner. It's called like the Tea Dragon Society, but it's like a kind of wholesome deck building game where you're a dragon that is hosting a tea party, but it also deals with like the seasons and stuff, and there's an advancement for the season mechanic in there. And
Nice.
same thing, at the end of winter, you're done. It's a really cute game. I'll find it if someone cares about it, but it's a fun,
Yes.
like, deck builder. It's a pretty simple deck builder, but it's a pretty wholesome deck builder. And there's a cool mechanic where a lot of deck builders, you'll get one card and you have to build your whole deck around that. They put all of those in winter. So it's just like you pick the one that worked best for you with your deck, not the other way around, which I thought was super good.
That is interesting.
So just to clarify, basically we are pretty much silent unless it is our turn or a discussion is going on.
Basically,
Correct.
yes. I'm looking at the next part of the book, and it says, have restraint, avoid speaking out of turn. The rules that's intentional in order to reflect how difficult it is to engage an entire community in conversation, how disagreements tend to linger across time. Avoid fixating on the story of any specific character or set of characters, though there will be specific characters. Don't stay with them all the time. So you try to keep a bird's eye view on everyone in the community. Yeah, there can be divisions, player voices. If the community ever splits apart into two smaller sub-communities, the player voices might represent one of those two instead, depending on what side you are representing. Contempt can arrive within and between them both. It's not a huge deal. The rules still function as is. You're also welcome to reinterpret some of the cards if you are a community that is underground, for example. Things that mention weather could in fact refer to air circulations or ground tremors or things like that. It also says, usually it's best to leave the Frost Shepherds an elusive mystery.
Mm-hmm.
That's everything. After that, there's a bunch of examples. Does anyone want to go first?
Why don't we roll for it?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be number 2.
Okay.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, roll a d4.
Roll a d4.
I call 4.
Okay, Marissa.
3.
I will be 1.
Okay,
Indigo, you go first. Then we will go in clockwise, and for the ease of everything, we'll go clockwise on stream. Or in this case, it's not clockwise. Let's go left to right. So it'll be Indigo, Marissa, myself, Jordan. That's how we'll go.
Got it.
I drew a card, but I can't see it. How do I see it?
You should have
pull,
your
like
hand
drag it out.
Okay. Oh yeah, or just drag it out. Just have it.
I've already messed up everything. It's not letting me drag it out.
Does it still in
I
your
can
hand?
steal a card.
You could steal it. Let it go. Yeah, steal it if you could make it appear.
Okay, I've stolen it. Okay. Then I'm going to do something else. Regular. Perfect. I'm going to duplicate our. I'm going to duplicate our regular set of. Then delete all of the ones we.
Yeah, I don't think you assigned.
I didn't know. I was setting it up.
Doesn't a regular set of playing cards have the cards we would need?
Yes, it's 4, but the thing is, we're not all in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that's weird about these issues.
Well, it does have jokers because there's 54.
Oh yeah, there they are.
Yeah, you gotta pull out the jokers.
Or to delete everything except for the parts, right? For spring.
Yep. we'll do this. Play for the.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's Roll20 is built to play Dungeons and Dragons, and that's it.
They've had this card.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's an afterthought feature that they have not changed.
Worst. Could do a table and.
We could also just roll
Roll
1d13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. That's the simplest thing.
I'm going to do that for now while you work on that. I got 12. So that is
So-
the
Queen.
Queen of
Yep.
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts
Queen of
is.
Hearts.
Well, you read it.
Yeah. So Queen of Hearts. What is the most beautiful or hideous thing in the area? I think this is both. I think it is both the most beautiful and the most hideous. And we've already talked about it, but it is not on the map. It is the Cyber City of Doom. Oh, yeah.
Just as.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to ask clarifying questions?
Doesn't say,
Let's see if I thought.
but yeah.
I'm wondering what makes it so beautiful.
Oh, I'm saying it's perspective. It depends on who you ask if it is the most beautiful or the most hideous thing.
Okay.
Like, some people think, ooh, the majesty of the old world, and some people think, ooh, that rusty decay of nonsense.
That's where the cyber tigers live.
How do I make the text appear again? Where's the text tool? There it is.
Oh, that's yeah.
There we go.
And then we just had the Queen of Hearts, so
Yeah,
I tried to make a train that has collapsed.
oh, I see it.
Okay. Yep.
So next,
Just a dice.
yeah, Marissa.
Oh, I got more things
no.
to do.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
you're right. So then you have no dice to adjust, and then
Yeah. So the citizens of this community, noticing that there is a significant lack of safety, at least one enterprising individual among them is going to start a project. They are going to begin digging a real big pit. I'm gonna make a circle.
like a moat.
No, a pit.
Hold Alt.
All right, cool. We're digging a pit.
Shall we
what
refer
the-
to them as the pit digger?
Yeah.
Or, you know?
Yep, let's
Okay.
pit digger. I do like I do like the idea of actually no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like they
Because
just
that
have
means I can close the random name generator in the background.
they just have like called their further old.
Or
the moniker is easiest for us to understand for them.
yeah, or from our perspective, like maybe they have names in the community, but we're like weird, like
Yeah,
onlookers.
we don't
They're
know their
just a
name.
pit person.
Yeah, it's like reading a book.
ever get this to work, I will denote where the pit they are digging is, but having difficulties. Real big pit being dug. There's plans for the pit, but we'll get to that later.
How long do we think it would take to build the pit?
Oh,
Like, as-
6-week pit. It's a
It's a
6-week
big
pit. Big pit.
It is close to a bottomless.
Yes.
Okay, can we put a nice dice on there that we can easily change the thing of?
We'll just do texting.
Okay. Okay. Then I think that's that. I will try and draw a card.
So Queen of Hearts is the one that's already.
King of Hearts.
Ooh.
Do not scroll. We're in spring. Okay. A young boy starts digging in the ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it? Or, an old man confesses to past crimes and atrocities. What has he done? We already have the digging theme, so I think that makes a lot of sense. So the pit digger basically recruited a bunch of other people to help, and one of them was a young boy who found something. What did he find? What is unusual in this world? Okay. He found a sphere. It is white light, and it glows very quietly. A lot of the time, not like the bioluminescence of things. It is perfectly round. And it doesn't lose kinetic energy. When you poke it, it will keep going in that direction at whatever speed until somebody touches it again.
Doesn't experience friction.
Yeah, it doesn't experience friction, air, anything like that. It is
To a non-Newtonian sphere of light.
very much so. Non-Newtonian sphere of light. I think it might also. You feel like something is wrong about it. That is literally some sort of emotional manipulation, which is coming off of it. What? I don't know. But no one is very okay with this thing. And I will see if I can draw white.
Do we need to draw that, though? Because that's an object, not a place.
You could still draw it in the
Size-wise,
community.
it's about the size of a fist, I would say. And I
If it
think
was
we're
brought
supposed to
into
draw
the
pretty much
community.
anything.
Oh, okay.
And Alt for circles. It can easily be moved around. It doesn't have to stay at the pit, but that is
Right now it's in the pit.
It was found in the pit by a young digger boy.
So we have Digger Man, Digger Boy.
Yep. Yep.
The
Okay,
digger
adjust
tuds.
the dice, which makes the pit down to 5 if someone's willing to. Ugh. No, I want to delete the thing. There we go. And then, what was discover something new again?
You get to introduce something new. Threat. Place. Something new is discovered. It could be good news or bad news.
Okay, I do like the idea of exploration for sure. I think that at least a couple of our members of the community have decided to go out and see what they can find. Preferably in the direction away from the city. So I'll draw some people with walking staffs. And at this point, they're not looking for something too far away. Let's give it a project of 3. No, okay. They're very square-headed people then, because I didn't free from control.
Living underground has changed humanity.
We're not underground yet. The pit's still being dug.
I thought we came up from underground. We immediately go,
We
nope.
did.
It was unclear as to where we came from.
That's fair.
We have now clarified.
So they just want a better idea of what's in their immediate surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
The explorers is what they are.
We can also expand the canvas if need be.
Yes.
That is useful. Okay, I think that's my turn.
So what did we discover?
Didn't discover. We started a project.
Oh, to discover.
Yeah.
Then Jordan. No, next is me according to OBS.
Oh, next to you, yeah.
Okay. Draw a card. The Queen of Hearts we already got. Next, the Seven of Hearts. Where does everyone sleep? Who is unhappy with this arrangement? Or what natural predators roam the area? Are you safe? That's already been answered, so I'm going to go with the first question. So I think right now we still sleep. We still have to sleep in the remains of the underground bunker, I think. But I think the reason, like somewhere in the community is the underground bunker. It's basically there's only space for people to sleep in. As for who is unhappy with the arrangement, why, I'd say everyone is unhappy with it one way or the other because it isn't sleep, it's like hypersleep, basically. You don't wake up feeling nearly as rested as you normally.
Pods?
Yeah, you sleep in pods. You don't actually have a space. That's the only. Everyone's unhappy with it one way or the other. Some people. I think the community is divided though because in a bunker, technically safer sleeping anywhere out there, and because some people don't want to sleep upstairs in bed. Establish housing, real housing.
Now, is it like Fallout 4 sleep pods or like Matrix sleep pod?
It's more like a Fallout 4 sleep pod, but without the, of course, everybody died kind of problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's also a lot less space. There's not, 50 at barely enough.
And then when you mean hypersleep, does it mean like people go in there to sleep, they sleep really quickly, but they're not rested, right? Is it like an hour and you're good? Or what
I
does that
think
mean?
they sleep the normal amount of time. It just no one ever sleeps very well. It's like taking sleep
Mm-hmm.
out.
It forces you to sleep.
Yes. And there's no real space to relax.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think that's pretty much in the center of the community. We adjust the dice, so the 5 goes down to 4. 3 goes down to I think based I will probably start a project. Some of the people regarding the bedding, sick of it, going to try. relative workable. This is a discussion. The number is up to all of us. I'd say maybe a 5, actually. But it's not an easy thing to do.
I'd say it's a 6.
I think it's 3 or 4 if you're converting something like the outlets,
Yeah.
but a 5 or a 6 otherwise.
Yeah, if there's like a mattress store in the outlet, they're just like really rotted mattresses. You could use that, but if you're building something from like the ground up, it's probably going to be a 6.
Okay. Then I'd probably go with I would suggest a 5 because they are trying to convert it, but I'm also expecting weird, like, oh, this building doesn't work the way we thought it did because it's been so long. It's got weird. So it's more than they expected a 3 and a 4, but I think.
Yeah. I guess it's my turn then. I will click draw 1 card. I got the 2 of hearts. So either there's a large body of water on the map. Where is it? What does it look like? Or there's a giant man-made structure on the map. Where is it and why is it abandoned? I will establish the waterfall that was previously mentioned.
The waterfall into the pit.
Yeah, it's gotta be outside of the grasses. Let's put it down here. So let's give it this like, yeah. So a waterfall is sort of like, and then it goes into just a deep. Let's see here. Freehand is draw C. Yeah. So alt into just a pit. Yep, it's into a pit. I like to imagine it's from like it used to be part of some sort of like housing track, but what happened was uh through just time it like had a big sinkhole and that's the water's running into the sinkhole. And I think for my action, I want to. Can we start a project to make one of our scarcities not scarce anymore?
Yes.
Or how does that work?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool. I will start a project to aqueduct from here to our community over the grasses.
Oh.
That's a heck of a project.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so text.
Oh, and I'll adjust the dice down.
Yes. I'll keep it red so we know it's mine.
Ooh, there's contempt. Who took
What?
contempt and why?
Oh, I'm purple and I don't have to say why.
No, you do not.
You're mad because I'm dealing with your. I'm
I
fucking
think
with
that
your
was there from
pit
before
problem.
you took your action. So it might be from my housing. Figure it out. Okay, that's your turn.
And it's not me, it's a faction within the community has drawn contempt from an action that was
Yeah.
taken.
Yep.
It's got to be the pitman. That's what it is.
They go back to you.
No, there's still. Or wait, we didn't adjust the numbers, the
I
dice.
did.
No, we did. Yeah.
Okay, I'm forgetting things.
So yeah, it's Indigo's turn now.
How do I make? I got the 8 of hearts.
You'll be able to just
And
drag
then
it
you
on.
you drag it just onto the play area.
Oh, I didn't see this. Is it?
No, that I just put that. That's for my aqueduct.
How do I drag it? I am bad at this.
So you click
Where's
on
this
it.
at?
It'll pop up like what it is, and then from that,
Oh.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I got the 8. So the 8 is an old piece of machinery is discovered, broken but perhaps repairable. What is it? What would it be useful for? Or an old piece of machinery is discovered, cursed and dangerous. How does the community destroy it? Hmm. Hmm. What is the old thing that we found? This is hard. What did we find? Ah, I have no idea. I really don't know what we found.
Is it something you want to keep or something you want to destroy?
Well, it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Technology is such a loose. It says machinery, so it's not technology.
I feel like it
I
could
think-
be. Like I said, it's
Yeah. I think we found an old, like radio broadcast station. That could conceivably, we're gonna keep it. Because why not? What do I have to answer about it?
What is it, and what would it be useful for?
It would be useful for connecting with other communities if we ever come across them. Not out spell.
Radio Shack.
Yeah. That's what we found.
Okay. Then dice adjust. Means Marissa, your exploration project finishes. See how it went.
I know how it went. The explorers discover that you go only a little ways in the opposite direction. You enter into the opposite side of the forgotten forested cyber city. They think that it is the same one and not a different city because they can see a landmark that is recognizable from the other side, but they didn't go through the city to get home. They turned around and did that instead.
We might be in like a giant Central Park thing.
Clear.
City. You want to draw that, Marissa, on the other corner?
Sure. It's just.
You could just draw a mirror of what's drawn up here.
Or yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
could
kind
literally
of draw
copy
an
paste it.
arrow, I think.
I don't. We can't. It would Indigo would have to like copy it
Oh,
and then put it.
I can copy paste.
No, I'm just going to draw an arrow if I can get the freehand tool to actually exist for me.
You go. Get an action.
If I take an action, I can discover something new. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna discover something new. Does it say what discovering something new entails?
It's very broad. It's basically the way to introduce some new situation or opportunity.
Okay. Yeah. We are going to discover. What are we going to discover? I know what I want to say, but I don't. I'm debating whether or not it's interesting. So I'm not 100% sold on this. If anyone has any vetoes, feel free. But maybe we discover the glory and beauty and power of a death cult.
Well, we don't have a say. If you want to start a death cult, homie,
I'm
that's on
saying-
A
you.
death cult
We just
begins.
take a
I'm just saying. Oh no! We worship death. We discover the power in death cultism. Death occultism.
I mean, that's up to you. Is that what you want to do?
I was putting it out there for a veto, but if no one has any vetoes, we start a death cult.
By the rules of the game, we cannot
We have
veto.
we can take contempt.
A fraction of the
Fair.
community has started a death cult.
Yes.
Perfect.
Actually, I
we-
think
We need. I will add. Well, we haven't seen any. Who's in? We'll wait to see.
ugh,
I've decided to
That
take
seems
blue.
to be a
Since
very contemptuous action.
Let me see. Oh, you take my 2.
Marissa, you should be able to just select the token, and then click bottom icon.
Oh yeah, there's a pink color on it. The little right next to the gear, that little circle lens thing. There is a pink bubble.
aha, success. Thank you.
And I can take more than one contempt token during someone's turn, right?
I
Yo,
think so.
How contemptuous
For
was
different
my turn
actions.
for you?
If they're different things, then absolutely.
They're for different things.
What happens if the contempt tokens all like run out?
The community dissolves.
It's the contempt tokens don't specifically do something. They're just a representation of how divided the community is. The answer is increasingly so right now.
I have taken drastic action.
Marissa, your turn.
All right. To draw 6 of hearts. Yeah, in spring. Are there children in the community? If there are, what is their role in the community? Or, how old are the elder members of the community? And what unique needs do they have? The oldest members of the community are all relatively young. They're in their 50s or so. But during their time down in the bunker or whatnot, as people grow older, the diet tends to change a little bit, and they find themselves craving meat more and more and more as they age. Stress from this might have been one of the reasons why they ended up deciding to come above ground. Now, how on earth to draw that?
You could just draw like a steak or
Yeah.
like the classic like hunk of meat on a bone.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Every
yeah,
time
that
I
would
think
do
of a hunk of meat on bone, it is inextricably tied to me to One Piece with the dumb, like, massive pieces of meat that, like, Luffy will just inhale.
Hmm.
That is my key image when I think meat on bone is One Piece for some reason.
good enough. Okay, and then I guess we just numbers.
Plus numbers if you want.
Let's see which of the 2 actions I have prepped. Yeah, that one's actually relatable. So one of the scientists decides to turn that endlessly moving sphere thing into an energy source to help out uh, the advancement of the community, despite the horrible feelings that it's throwing off growing stronger and stronger. Not all people are okay with the idea of relying on this as an energy source, as they're a bit worried that if they put this thing that makes people feel horrible in the center of their community, how is that going to that's going to spell disaster eventually. So I guess that is a project, and I'm just going to move the little spear thing. I don't think it would be that hard to find something
I do because of the metal. Not that it's impossible. Because of the scarcity of metal, I think this is at least a
Okay.
4 project.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to use what little metal you can, and probably a mostly ceramic based like housing system for it, because you can't like encase it in metal. Because all the metal that you can scavenge are gonna need to be for the actual turbine or whatever that it powers.
Yep.
That seems reasonable. 4 it is.
Yep. I have put one of my contempt tokens back based on what I'm playing, what faction I'm playing in my head.
It's like we can't unfactionalize.
I
That's
have a
part
very
of it.
specific faction, and it is different.
Hmm.
The 10 of hearts. So either there's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they? What sets them apart from you? Ooh. Or what belief or practice helps you to unify your community? I don't think I'm going to choose death cultism for that. I think there's another community
Well,
somewhere.
there's still a death cult. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know. It just doesn't exactly unify our community.
No, it does not.
Judging from the contempt tokens taken.
So I guess, yeah, where are they and what sets them apart from yours? Okay. They live below us, the ruins of subways. They do not live left or right or map.
What, a separate community?
Sorry? A separate community lives below us.
Oh, okay.
In the subway, the city, and apparently here too. I think it's been so long. I think they just have become kind of not to the extreme of bat people.
Mole
But
people. We're introducing mole people to the
Mole
setting.
people, mole people.
I think cybermole. What I mean by that is like they have their eyes like are cybernetically replaced and they keeps reproducing like with the animals to be extra sensitive to light because that helps them see better. Things like that. So, cyber mole people.
An idea of what Indigo's faction wants.
Do you?
I have a general idea based on what you took contempt tokens for.
And there's one other thing I'll say. Reason they have still large mole-like teeth. It helps them eat metal.
Oh.
Brains.
Is it say? Do you set up like what our relationship is with them, or
Nope.
do you just like say they're there? All right,
I just
cool.
say they're there, and that's it.
A lot of people didn't like that.
Not surprised. Because my act. That a group of young men raid their metal store. Steal a bunch of
The Metal Raider.
So the project I'm starting will be to know. I think it's going to end up effectively, possibly making metal scarcity or metal not scarcity because we just got a bunch, at least for the time. I don't think that'll take too long. I think like 2, 1 or a 2. So just
Yeah.
Not a 1 because of conflict with the other group, but
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 2 or 3. So just take the 2.
Did we adjust the other numbers?
I didn't touch any numbers.
Nope.
you wrote most of the numbers, so only you can touch most of them.
Okay. Well, the pit digging completes.
The pit is glorious and deep and beautiful.
That's what they use to raid the metal. They slide down the
No,
pit.
no, it's just a pit.
Okay, the pit is somehow.
Well, no, the
Way to the
Beyond
mass
People is what
grave.
I'm calling the Death Cult.
Beyond people.
But the pit has been dug.
That's
All right. So my turn. I will draw 1 card. It is
Someone wants to delete the pit.
the
the
5 of
pit doesn't.
hearts.
I'll delete the number. It is still.
Oh no. Okay, so either there is a disquieting legend about this place. What is it? Or alarming weather patterns destroy something. How and what? Oh.
You kill my pit.
I think there's a massive lightning storm that fries our Radio Shack and thus makes it unusable.
Against radio-based communication.
No, it just like lightning hits it and fries it, right? Like the
Yeah.
electronics are no good anymore.
All right, fair enough.
So I will draw a little.
I was just gonna draw a lightning bolt.
That's what I was doing. I was going like this. I was going like, meh.
Yeah, that works.
I assume I can't put contempt tokens back for my own actions.
I don't see why not.
I don't see why that a special heals thing.
I don't know. I put a contempt token back for it.
Yeah, I think it's weird to do a thing and then be like the community heals because I did this thing, right? I feel like it should be like a reactionary thing. So yeah, I think. What else? What else? What else? I want to start a project of putting just rudimentary defenses around our community because as it stands right now, we're just open to the horrific like dehydration planes. So that if that includes like cutting grass to like make sure we get like a wall around it so it can't grow in anymore, or just like erecting walls where we
I
can.
think fences are probably the easiest answer.
Yeah, just like fences.
That's probably at least a 3 though. Just to...
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I will put that up here as a 3, and then I'll draw a little like white picket fence.
Cool.
So like I'll fix that later. There we go. And there. The white picket fence. And that is my turn, I think.
So my go.
Indigo.
It's your turn.
Yep. Got the 9. So a charismatic young girl convinces many to help her with an elaborate scheme. What is it? Who wants to join her endeavors? Start a project. A charismatic young girl tempts many into sinful or dangerous activities. Why does she do this? How does the community respond? Huh. My 2 pet projects are conflicted on this issue. Hmm. 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 All right, yeah, I'm gonna do the last evil one. So the charismatic young girl, the scene in which this happens is one day everyone hears something from the bottom of the pit, and there's a young girl with like a paper cone yelling out from the bottom of the tremendously deep pit, proclaiming that the pit is the salvation and that we shall carve the pit into some sort of protected utopian safe housing unit. And we begin a 6-part project to carve the pit.
Okay.
So we're going to begin carving apartments into the walls of said pit. My other option was she was going to tempt everyone to the death cult, so
Actually,
win some,
yeah.
you lose some.
Yep. Okay. So I will adjust the clocks. Board project rating is complete, and we return with large stashes of metal. Metal is, I wouldn't say in abundance because it's still a temporary thing, but it's no longer in the middle. It's scarcity right now. But we are now at war with the cyber mole people.
Cool.
Okay, I'll take an adversity token for that.
Adjusting the dice is after playing a card, so does the pit carving go down?
No,
No,
it does not.
you started the pit thing this turn, so it doesn't
But
go
not
down
as my
the turn you
action.
started.
Oh, you're right.
Let me see.
So I think it does
Adjusting
go
the
down.
dice specifically says anything from this turn doesn't.
Yep,
Okay.
okay.
So we're at war with the mole people.
Hold on, this should be
So-
a 2 now.
The project that emerges during the war is a secret offering to the beyond of all of the mole people from the beyond people.
Perfect.
Can you clarify?
They intend to use the war as cover to offer the souls of all of the mole men to the god of death.
So it's gone from a death cult of ourselves to a death of the mole people cult.
Well, it's a death in general cult. This is just a glorious opportunity for the god of death. So they are turning it into a religious rite as opposed to just a war.
Excellent.
My faction
Love-
does not like anything that's happening.
I love how of all of this, my faction's just like, you know what, I'm kind of okay with that.
I don't.
So what
have
do
a
we
fact.
think that?
Oh,
How
I'd
many?
guess that's probably like a 6er, if not more.
Another sixer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like yeah, I think this would.
Yeah. Beyond people have. They're taking advantage of the situation.
All right. Does that make it my go?
Mm-hmm.
I love how it's like it's spring, it's fine, and I'm just like we're all ready.
Mole people war. Ooh.
Jack of Hearts. You see a good omen. What is it? You see a bad omen. What is it? That does not make any sense, so I shan't do that. Okay, let's do that. After one of the ritual sacrifices of the mole people to the death gods, a shower of rain, not a thunderstorm, occurs. And throughout this day and the next days, and once every day at a specific hour for this full week, it rains at a specific time, pure, wonderful, healthy, drinkable rain, helping to fix our water problem. It does this for at least a week, and we view this as a great omen and a good justification of the Mole People War death cult. We have water.
Next we adjust the dice. I have been forgetting up and seeing aqueduct.
Oh, that I think you did that. You fixed
It
that
has been
last turn.
going.
Yeah,
The
it's
aqueduct
a
project has been
6er.
going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they would finish this turn.
Okay. Aqueduct finished. Established. Who started it? How does it go?
I did. It goes well. It comes as our holy rains fall, thanks to the death cult. Bless you. So as the rains come in and we have water, the aqueduct is completed, thus continuing our fresh water. So
Excellent.
I will draw a little, just like right
Additionally,
over the little grasslands.
I believe power source problems as well.
Sorry, I've been writing up discussion and different thing points to raise as we go. So, the power source, it works out fine. They make a successful energy source, which helps to allow for a lot of different little conveniences towards a running civilization. Because we have a small source of power, we're able to start on anything that needs electricity and stuff like that. This helps to offset some of people's animosity towards it, and we can start looking towards some more ambitious projects.
Okay. I also just realized that I think last turn my bunkhouse complete got to.
Mm.
So I will wait. Marissa,
sorry,
are you done first?
Yep, I'm done. Or I'm not done my turn entirely. I still have to,
Yes, but you were
take
done
an
the
action.
project count.
Exactly.
Okay. The bunkhouse is completed. Many people start sleeping up. However, once it seems that when you like as fewer and fewer people, somehow the systems realize that left it starts to shut down entirely. It's just like, all right, goodbye, and it kicks everyone out.
We lose the pods.
They get shut down. You don't lose access to them entirely, but they will no longer function.
It's just the weird AI is like, oh, you don't need me anymore. Good night.
Yep. Even people who were in the middle of their pod sleep, once it registered that, got woken up. It's like, okay, it's time for you to leave now.
All right. I want to do something that we haven't done yet, so let's hold a discussion. So I'll start it with a 2-sentence statement. The aqueduct water is impure. We should rely only on that which is provided by the gods.
Which way do we go? Do we go down the line like we do?
I think we'll go down the line.
All right, so your
Just
turn.
take everything good we have and crush it.
Yes. Once these fences are complete, we can destroy the neon grasses that keep the rains from us. We no longer need protection from the tigers.
Gods are inconsistent. We need to be self-sufficient on our own merits.
Salvation will only come at the bottom of the pit.
We're all insane.
I don't know what else to say. That's all I have.
Salvation will come from the bottom of the pit. That's enough.
Okay.
Can I take an adversity token for that?
Yes,
Yeah.
fair. I will too, because, yeah, for reason.
So that's my turn.
Perfect.
Glad to help this community fall apart a little more.
A
I'm
4
so
of
glad we
hearts.
had this talk.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is a productive discussion.
So, my card is 4 of hearts. So either, what important and basic tools does the community lack? Or, where are you storing your food? Why is this a risky place to store things? We do know all about the food and chimeras and tigers, so it's already been answered. So what important and basic tools do we lack? Here's the thing. This is a very predictable. Literally, like, basic computer literacy or not just technology literacy, things to do with interacting with computers, cybernetics, most electronics. Community generally lacks that. The character who is setting up the power might be the own exception to that. They might be the one genius amidst the village of idiots kind of person.
Someone taking notes of this nonsense.
I hear Marissa typing.
Okay.
I haven't
No,
been
I'm not taking
notes. I use the pictures to remember.
Yeah, that's
I think that's
intentional.
the intention. Yeah.
So
Because we might
why.
have to, just looking at the pacing of this, we might have to continue this next time.
That's
Not like
true.
we're done now, but I don't think we're going to get through all 4 seasons tonight.
No, I think we'll get through. Well, I think we'll probably get halfway.
Yeah, and then
I
we'll
think
stop
we
it.
actually will, because it took an hour of setup. We've done an hour for the first season, about. And yeah.
We'll see how fast we go.
We'll-
The
we'll
last
see.
season
Yeah.
could be quick. So yeah, I will draw a computer. Question mark. Yeah, no.
Mhm.
It's not quite to that degree. It's just none of us know any programming. None of us
Yeah.
we're all pretty.
They're just boxes.
uninformed.
It doesn't matter. We're
Yeah.
cyber chimera herders
Exactly.
who are digging a pit. Like we don't
Yep.
we don't need or care about these
Mhm.
things. They're relics of the old world that could probably help us, but
Yep.
Yeah. I also, back to like the note thing, I like the idea of like these are our cave paintings, right? This is the cave painting that is done for this community.
Yeah.
And I think the fence finishes right now.
Yeah. We have fence.
Perfect.
Anything interesting about the fence?
It provides enough protection that the amount of cyber tiger attacks goes down, but does not go to zero, and it keeps our livestock from wandering away.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
like sub security, but it doesn't like get rid of this safety thing. Oh, also is metal supposed to be over here now?
Metal is not in abundance because we don't have a
Okay.
ton of it. It's just that
Okay. Should we do the same for water?
water, I would say, is now in abundance, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Okay.
until we do something about that unholy aqueduct in abundance.
And actually, scarcity is no longer not in abundance, but with the fence
Safety.
completing,
Yeah.
Oh, there's a war on.
This is
Oh, you're right.
obviously
Yeah, go back to make it scarce because we're fighting mole people.
Yeah,
There's a war
fence doesn't
on.
help against that.
No.
Okay. For my app starter, I think let's the root trip. They will be is going to start a project. Mow the lawn, all of the lawn, forever.
Getting rid of the neon purple
Getting
grass.
rid of all of the neon purple grass. Yep. I think that it is too. Now, with the fence and everything, with us getting some water, they want to destroy the aqueduct, but they can't destroy the aqueduct until of water. So they need to destroy the water. The water devils. They steal all the water away from us, the ones the gods give.
There's but one god, it's the god of death.
Either way,
I was just no, it's that's fine. These people can have more than one deity involved. My point is that is the hard line of the beyond people.
yep. We have
Well, there's
lawnmower.
water death god, there's tiger death god, there's explosive animatronic death god.
How many weeks do you think this would take?
A lot.
They're not using a physical
Yeah.
lawnmower, so it's
Well,
I'd say actually 6. Or wait,
are
if
you
you're using
pulling
the energy source from it, that'll make it a little faster than, hand scything the whole thing.
they're fine with using the energy source, I think.
the question I would have is, are you just clearing everything on this inner circle or all of it?
Anything near us, so probably like in the inner circle and a ways past it, but not all of it. But the dream
I'd
is
give it
all of it,
actually
but that's all
8
the project
weeks or
is.
so.
Okay.
I feel like that'd be more than 6.
So then we would
Yeah.
split it up
I feel
and
like
do
the
one
inner
project
circle's
for
like
clearing the inner circle.
the inner circle's
Yeah.
like 3. Outside the inner circle's a 6 project, and then it's another 6 project for the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think they can all be ongoing at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
No,
I
like
agree.
you finish one and then the next one will start.
automatically starts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I saw that was in there too.
No, you have to restart it. They don't automatically start, otherwise the pit carving would have started.
So you said
sooner.
3 for the inner circle itself?
Yeah, because it's the closest to the energy source.
Yeah.
I think that the energy source is mobile. Well, no, it's not.
The source itself is, but not machinery.
Not the machine that makes the power like usable.
Yeah.
Like the sphere is
That's fair.
movable.
All right. I will draw a card. The
Do we have
Three
an
of
abundance
Hearts.
of power? Actually, I don't think we want to focus on that. To add that.
Yeah.
We just have power.
Ooh, someone new arrives. Who? Or 2 of the community's younger members get into a fight. What provoked them? Two of the community's younger members get into a fight. What provoked them was, should we trust the water from the death gods from the sky, or should we keep the aqueduct? I feel like that's reasonable to do.
Yeah, how did it play out?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think this is played out by now. What has been instituted in our community is trials by combat, where you fight
Yeah.
to settle differences, and whoever loses gets thrown into the pit.
Thrown into the middle of what we're trying to make our new neighborhood. Beautiful.
It's gonna.
You're gonna take adversity token.
And see, here I was going to put an adversity token back, but I still don't
Oh,
have
I did.
So projects take down.
So have we drawn this person into the pit?
Oh, I could. I got it. I'll do it. You know what? I will leave it up to chance who won. One is aqueduct person, and two is death person. What?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, we've got it.
death person won. Oh no.
Yes.
Was it a
say,
fight to the death?
Yeah, like they instituted. Okay, whoever loses gets thrown into the pit.
To their death.
Pit's real
I
deep.
just- yeah. Okay.
The pit's
Yeah.
real deep.
Yeah,
Glorious
That-
and deep.
that causes you. If you're willing to argue about something, you got to be willing to die for that thing you're arguing about.
You know, one thing I love is the water isn't even falling from the sky anymore. I only had
Mm-mm.
authority for that for 1 week,
Mhm.
and we still have people fighting, saying it's the only water we should drink.
It's the water devils. These plants, they're stealing it all.
And I would like.
They must be destroyed.
So they're starting a project. What else can I do?
Hold a discussion. Discover something new.
I gotta start a project. Based on the growing tension of the community, a project will be started to have those loyal to the aqueduct guard it against foul play.
The Aqueduct Guardians or whatever. I'm a fan.
The Guardians of the Aqueduct.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that. I like the Sacred Order of the Aqueduct.
All right, so I'll just draw like a little helmet.
I say that's probably a 3 or 4 to institute the order.
I
Okay.
don't know. I don't think it would be that hard. The tensions are there.
I think
that
it's
makes something
just like a
pretty quick.
one
I'd
for
bet
them
it's
to just start doing it.
All right.
Yep.
Honestly,
This,
like they don't have to be good. They're not like trained royal guards.
They will be. They will
They-
be eventually.
They will be
they
eventually,
need
but
to
right now
be.
they're just thugs with clubs.
thugs with with
Clubs
bones
saying,
from the
"Stay away."
cyber graveyard.
Okay.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
it's
And
my
then
turn.
those other ones tick down. Did you do those already?
Oh, I will.
Don't forget the lawnmower also ticks down.
I haven't done any. It ticks down. Oh, you're doing.
And then you have to do that one.
I did that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep, that's my turn.
What is that
Finished.
one by the mole people war? Is that
Oh, it's the sacrificing all of the mole
Yeah,
people to
the
death god.
crusade against the mole people.
Yes.
It's not a crusade. It's an offering.
Oh, wait, are we done? The shuffle. This is the last card, I think.
Ooh, we go with summer after this.
Is it the eight? Is that the last card? Let me.
Oh, there's 5 in the deck still.
Okay.
Oh,
I feel like one
no,
of them may have been not put back wrong when I did this.
it is the last card. The rest of them have already. I don't put them onto the when they're drawn.
Oh,
So they're
Oh,
like in the
yeah.
discard pile of the deck, which
okay. Yeah. What group has the highest status in the community? What most people do to gain inclusion in this group? Or are there distinct family units? If so, what family structures are common? Ugh, I'm super torn. I could. Yeah, it's the death cult. The death cult is the major community force.
Like they have a weekly church service and everything. Like
It's more it's more there's not church service or anything, but the beyond people are the driving community force. There is a constant ongoing service at the Temple of the Beyond. That you can always attend. It is a constant reverence to death itself. And the only way to gain access to anything, the way to gain access to it is you must throw someone into the pit.
You gotta
We don't
start an
have that many
argument.
people. Remember, there's only
I
like
know.
supposed to be 60 to 80 people in this community. Okay.
Yep. You must
Cool.
launch someone into the pit to their utter demise to gain access to the pinnacle of society, which is the Temple of the Beyond.
Wouldn't it be the pinnacle of society?
Then the dice countdown.
And then the dice countdown and the
three
pit
things
complex.
finished. Yep.
Yes. The pit complex is completed.
Mhm. The water thugs finish. And then the war ends.
I don't
the
think the
war
war
ends.
ends. Does the war end? It's up to you,
There's no
Amigo.
more mole people to sacrifice.
Oh,
I would
okay.
say
You
so.
have, in fact,
They have
sacrificed
either
all of-
A, no, the mole people have either A, all been sacrificed, or B, all converted.
Oh, okay. Well,
Those are the two options for mole people.
Okay, I'm gonna some converted mole people have now joined our societies.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, me too. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna pull him back.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a positive.
Yeah, the war is over.
okay. But there are now aqueduct guards.
Yes,
Anything specific
aqueduct.
you want to say about that, Jordan?
The aqueduct guards guard against the two ends that we have access to. So the end that starts at the waterfall and the end that ends with our lovely water. And they are do not belong to the Church of Death. They are their own subsect, the Church of the Aqueduct.
They're beholden only to the water.
They're beholden only to the water. Exactly. So I'm gonna draw a little water symbol on their helmet.
Yeah. So the pit complex is complete. There are apartments and stairwells that line the pit entirely.
The mole people probably move into there, I'd imagine, because it has less sunlight.
Yeah.
And they believe in the death cults, and I assume the pit is somewhat reserved for those.
I know the pit and the death cult are separate entities. Until I start the new project.
Oh no.
And it's your turn.
It is my turn. So at the bottom of the pit, we begin digging the catacombs.
I have an idea if you want it.
Oh, I'm listening.
I mentioned there were underground subway tunnels that are now vacant and probably right under this pit. Do you, like, join the two together and convert the subway tunnels to catacombs?
That's not That's not pure worked earth, which is the theory behind the pit.
Okay, so no.
No.
Oh, and I should
But,
remove the mole.
No. So after the what's it called? So after the complex of the pit has been built, the vast living space that descends into the earth. At the bottom, we begin digging further and deeper, more treacherously to construct the catacombs. Is that another 6 or is it less?
I think it's a
You have to
6.
walk it,
Yeah.
it's a 6. If you use the subways, it would have been less, I think. Would you say are you are you digging greedily?
Yes, we are digging greedily
You're
into the earth.
you're gonna make a Balrog.
Oh boy. Cyber Balrog is gonna come up. That's
Oh
what's gonna
my
happen.
god. Cyber
Is-
Balrog.
We're through season 1. This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that was spring. We did a lot after our war with the jackals.
Yeah, I think the jackals might have been in the right.
Yeah.
So next is summer. I will shuffle. Let me double
You get-
check spring to double see if there's anything we missed. Sorry.
Did the lawnmower tick down?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll
so
start deleting interior grasses.
Okay. And yes, everything on spring has been done, so we are good.
All right, I'll draw. 6 of diamonds. There we go. Outsiders arrive in the area. Why are they a threat? How are they vulnerable? Or outsiders arrive in the area. How many? How are they greeted? I think that we do get a number of outsiders in the area. They're a much larger force than ours. There's about 200 of them. And this seems to be just a small wandering community. They're part of a larger community back wherever they came from. They're just trying to figure out what's out around them. They are greeted by us with friendliness at the very least on the top because there are way more of them than there are us. And a certain level of proselytizing. We want them to join us. Both in our multiple religions and to just bolster our community because we've noticed our numbers going down because of the death cult and
Mysteriously, it's
some
unclear.
other, some other reasons which we might get into when I start doing my projects. Uh, so yeah, they are a much larger group. They're much more well established, but they are from further away than we have had any ability to travel. They don't seem to have come from the city, but also we don't know how they didn't come from the city because we can seem to only get to the city to some degree. All right. I guess that goes to the countdowns, which I think some hit 0.
the lawnmower hits 0.
Lawnmower hit 0. You want to draw something about rivals and you have a name for them?
Right. Newer rifles. How can I do a multitude? Okay, I'll do that. They come and they are kind of camping outside of the pit complex for a while. Many, many heads. Just lots of people. That's definitely what that is. Dot, dot, dot. Yes. So how did the mowing project go? Before I move on to the next bit.
So, all of the grasses were mowed into a very short. Everything appeared to be set out very. Some say it was a sign. It rained that evening when the last of the inner circle was. Many say it is a sign. Fervor to destroy the rest of water-stealing devil plants grows, and Root Ripper gets 2 followers to help them.
Ooh, that mower.
Project yet?
I guess this is starting a project. Oh no, do not add things late. Actually, I think this. You guys can decide whether or not this is discover something new or start project. Basically, what happens is the elders of our community are discovered to have begun stealing the mole people death cult sacrifices and spiriting them away into the Aminal pet shelter, where they disappear, and it is presumed that they may be eaten. The
They're
elders
eating
are
the bodies?
yes, after stealing them from the death cult.
Oh, the Death Cult doesn't care about that.
The elders start to take over the pet sanctuary, and it becomes a much more secretive place.
I think
Just
that's just a
another
discover.
cult. We have the water cult, the death cult, and the pet cult.
And
And technically
Widespread
the
cult.
anti-plant cult.
so many cults, so
Yeah.
little people.
So I'd call that technically myself just more of a discovery of, oh, this thing has been happening than an
I
actual.
think I agree with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Death is only a moment, not a.
Wow,
Yep.
didn't trigger any contempt tokens. I need to try harder.
No.
Yeah, death is only a moment.
Yeah. Once in D&D, you have death, and then you become an object. That's what happens.
Yeah, we care about the moment of death of the Death Cult, not the
Mhm.
frou-frou beyond
Yes. The
So
water guard has no jurisdiction over the pet sanctuary.
Oh no. So I just
No,
drew
what is that?
a 8 of diamonds. My first option is someone tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed? Why do they do this? Or a headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideas in motion. Start a. So, as much as I want the first option, I already had an idea. But I don't think I think someone tries to take control of the community. Specifically, the new arrivals, actually. Unexpectedly to everyone, are just like, yeah, we're here to stay and we're in charge now. And by sheer numbers and probably similar weaponry, they decide to move in.
We had not established any weaponry beyond sticks and clubs, so
I don't think
Yeah.
we haven't established weaponry for them. They move in.
well, they have superior. You
They
you
take
just
over
did.
with numbers.
They have superior numbers, yeah. Even the aqueduct guard is is only designed to guard the aqueduct, not the community.
Exactly. So they move
Yes,
in.
more citizens of the pit, so I'm fine.
Yep. And they are, I think, because it doesn't actually say, it just says someone tries to take control. My guess is probably I will name head of the new arrival. The
I like the name Justice.
Ooh, I was going
Yeah.
with. Oh wait, I thought of prophet, but that's because we're on like a religious theme.
We could say the prophet of justice.
I'm down.
Well, I think these guys might be non-religious, and they're just like, all right, we need to put a stop to these crazy cults, is what I'm thinking. So,
The unchristened.
I like the unchristened.
Change the outsiders to the unchristened and their leader to Justice.
Justice.
Like, there's so
leader
many
of the
cults here. They're
unchristened.
like, there's too many cults here, guys. There's like 8 of you.
Yep.
All of you are trying to convert us. This is ridiculous.
Yep. And then I'm gonna discover something new myself as well. It is discovered one day, seemingly overnight or in very short, that one of the more opportunistic members of the before the they realize that conflict is coming, so they literally in the middle of the quickly built a ragtag fence around cyber graveyard, set up shop around it, and are selling salvaged weapons, dangerously salvaged weapons from it.
Strong approval.
No refunds.
Uh-oh.
I mean, they're explosive, so yeah, you got like bombs.
Yep. Their name is the Opportunist.
Factions of the community I represent take no issue with this.
Oh no, he's very neutral. He'll sell even to the unchristened. This person will sell. He is
Cool.
trying to sell to everyone, whoever pays. Didn't count. Did you count down yours?
I am now. Cool.
Turn.
All right, I will draw a card. Ooh. Uh-oh. Predators and bad omens are afoot. You are careless, and someone goes missing under ominous circumstances. Who? Or, predators and bad omens are afoot. What measures do you take to keep everyone safe and under surveillance? Do not reduce project dice this week. Okay. I'm going to do predators and bad omens are afoot. What measures do you take to keep everyone safe and under surveillance? I believe the Aqueduct Guard, now having many more people in the community to draw from, have become the guard of the walls, the water in the walls. So they watch over both the aqueduct and the wall that was constructed. So I'm just gonna move the little helmet over here too. Did it not paste? Hold on. I'm trying to see. It's not pasting for me. But yeah, I'll just draw it again then. So the Aqueduct Guard has increased their patrols into other areas, protecting people from the cyber tigers. And we do not reduce project dice this week, but I will start a project of finally looking at our little genetically modified chimeras and using their horns and whatever to make various different types of weapons for the wallmen. So I'll just draw a little sword. We're making bone swords. And how long would that take?
It's dangerous work, so I'm thinking at least 3.
Yeah, I like 3.
Yep, I'm good.
All right. I will put 3.
All right. I'm gonna go. Got the 2 of diamonds. Someone new arrives. Who? Why are they in distress? Or someone leaves the community. Who? What are they looking for? Oh no. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. No, no. So I'm gonna go with someone new arrives. I don't want to introduce another cult. I think it's a single individual. A single individual arrives. They are in distress because they've noticed the purple glow being reduced at night. And that is the cause of their distress.
Okay. Who are they?
I don't know. Some Captain Planet-y figure. It's like the glow is going down. It's bad.
So like literally a incredibly powerful super person or something?
No, not a super person. Just
A corporate cyber herbologist or something?
think someone who relies upon the grasses.
Ooh, I have an idea if you want.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Someone who's from like an outside community, right? And the like different community uses the light of the glow to travel, like as their north
Oh, it's like a
star.
lighthouse or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And they
Oh.
notice that light is being diminished. So they're
Yeah.
like, go, you gotta investigate the light. It's going away. Why?
A community that I have a dumb idea. A community, because this is already a silly nightmare world. It's a community that exists in the sky, and they use it as a compass of some sorts. The glowing.
Oh, what if they live in the old city and from the distance they can see the glow and that's what they use to like get around,
Because the rest
right?
of the
Like
city
from the
isn't
rooftops.
glowing anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
city dweller.
I've named this person, if you're good with Indigo, the Light Seeker.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nice.
Yeah, they've come in
Uh,
distress because the glow is reducing.
All right, I would take an adversity token.
Yeah.
You take one, I will not need.
I will.
What do you mean?
I think there's enough. Okay.
All right, and then
Oh.
a discussion is going to be held.
Use the dice.
Oh yeah, here I'll do mine. I'll do mine for my ram swords.
Oh, I just
No,
Well,
you
it was
just
at
use the
3.
Catholics. Okay.
reduced it.
Oh, I reduced it to do 2 also, so
Yeah.
it just stays the same.
Cool. All right, a discussion is being held. How do we better venerate the god of death?
We don't.
The god of death. Actually, it's turn order. Marissa.
Um, sacrifice our livestock to it.
The god of death should be buried in the pit that they dug out.
Yeah, and mine is just we don't, and that's it.
A ziggurat that shadows the pit.
What did you say?
A ziggurat that casts its shadow over the pit.
Okay. Marissa. Your turn.
All right. 4 of diamonds. The eldest among you dies. What caused the death? 4. The eldest among you is very sick. Caring for them and searching for a cure requires the help of the entire community. Do not reduce project dice this week. I'm almost certainly going to go for the first one. The eldest among us dies. One of the unchristened managed to get their way into the pet sanctuary and saw what was going on and was very, very not okay with it. They collected the rest of the unchristened and basically took this outsider and held them on trial, and a normal trial as opposed to trial by combat in front of the rest of the community, and basically sentenced them to death. They then did not do the proper rites and threw them into the pit. They did not do trial by combat. They completely disrespected anything that this community was used to, and instead went and buried them like a normal person underneath the grasses. Countdown, I think. Anything triggering?
Hold on, mine goes to 1.
Still no animosity.
fine.
If two people put theirs back.
Once again, the god of death cares not what happens, just only that there is the death.
All
If I say
right.
why my people didn't care, I will give away the game.
I'm going to start a project. A group of citizens decide that they need to leave the community. It's no longer ours. It has been taken over by the unchristened. It's not ours anymore. So their project is to secretly leave and then reestablish their community next to the top of the waterfall. Or not the top of the waterfall, but the
Waterfall
very
basin.
no, the top of the waterfall,
Oh.
because that is less likely where the waterfall guards will find them.
Okay. If it's both leaving and establishing community, I think that would be a 6.
I would agree.
Yep.
And I will draw something. I think I need to draw another dead person. Oh, I'll draw a dead person here.
The contempt.
I brought my contempt token back that I put away for the trial.
And this is a mixed community of all, various cults and whatnot. It's not just the elderly. It's not just the death cultists. Some of the water cards might be aware of it too, but just keep it a secret from the unchristened.
Yep.
The king. Summer is fleeting. Discard the top 2 cards off the top of the. Don't get.
Whew.
2 actions.
Oh, those are good ones too.
Firstly, the dice count down. So the bone swords are done.
Yay! Chimera swords.
Um,
Oh yeah. So basically, through our genetically engineered chimeras, we have various different kinds of swords and spears, even some arrows and bows made from like giant like horns. So we're pretty good at defending our walls after the unchristened showed us that we were not as defensible as we thought.
Hmm.
But now they're part of us, so it's cool.
Yep. So I get 2 actions this turn. Firstly, the unchristened are going to start creating a codified set of laws in order to like actually bring civilization here and stop the trial by combat and being thrown into pits and just public humiliation trials.
Never
So-
mind about that Amodesty token. I was going to put it back, but I have reclaimed it.
They are going to be creating order. So
That's a big project of this
they're
community.
starting in this community. I think that would be
I think it's a 6 and then a 3.
It's a 6 and then a 3.
I think
no,
so.
I wouldn't say a double.
It's not 2, but I definitely say it's a 6 in this community
Yeah.
to set up and enforce laws that
Yeah.
don't involve throwing people into pits.
Perfect. And then my next action will be to discover something new. The community loses power, and when the person who set up the power grid investigates, they realize that the orb has hatched. And inside I assume there's like something that the orb was hooked up to, and still inside that container is this also non-Newtonian creature that seems to be made of almost a gas. The closest thing I would describe them to is probably like a living Patronus. Like it's just this creature made of something between a liquid and a gas that can. It does not. It is very amorphous. It doesn't have a specific form. Looking at it or being near it still has the same effect of like almost draining your any positive emotions you had and kind of like making you feel bad. And it's just in the container still. Unless someone does
Does this
something.
cause another scarcity of power now?
Well, we never put power on the
Power was
thing,
never on the list of important
because it wasn't
scarcities.
super important. Yeah.
But now we don't have it.
Now we don't have it when we got used to it.
I
I
think
would
it's
say
now
it
a
belongs
scarcity.
on
I think,
scarcity
yeah,
now.
I think now it's become a scarcity. So yeah, little eldritch baby.
I think that's
Oh, Eldritch Cloud, baby.
I
Yep.
think the Eldritch Cloud is one of the names.
Yeah, glad it isn't. It is still glowing, just like the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the closest thing. It's like a cloud of light.
Cool.
Okay, I will draw. Uh-oh. The ace. A contingent within the community demand to be heard. Who are they and what are they fighting for? Or a contingent within the community have acted on their frustrations. What have they damaged and why did they damage it? Is it permanent? Oh man. This one's hard. I believe a contingent within the community want to be heard, and that is the the shepherds, the people who care for the livestock. And what they are asking for is the ability to take control over the power creature, because it is a creature and no longer a thing. They believe it falls under their domain now. And with that, I will start a project that is how do you milk power from an eldritch god?
You could start a project to, you know,
Reconfigure it to be like a
reconfigure
steam
the
engine.
power. Well, reconfigure the power grid to work on the eldritch.
Yeah, that's what they want. They want to remake it into like more like a steam engine rather than like a weird sciencey thing. But it's based off the creature.
So we get to
So-
add the shepherds to the name list, and they're working on a project to harness the Eldritch Cloud.
Yep.
Totally separate from the frost shepherd.
Yeah, our literal shepherds.
Mhm. I would assume that's a 6 clock, or would it be lower because it's there, the production's there. You just gotta change how it works.
I call
I
it
think
maybe a 4.
Yeah, I think 4 is
Yeah.
fair.
I'll put it right there. And then that should count down. I could draw like a little shepherd's thing.
Yeah.
There we go. It's got a face.
It doesn't actually have a face. I just drew a face on it.
That's a good way to note it's now living, so.
Mhm.
Catacombs have been completed.
Anything to note?
Now there is a pit with building with apartments in it on top of a pit with dead people apartments in it.
There we go. I've now made the
It's beautiful, thank you.
All right, is it my turn? I think it's my turn.
It is.
Got the 9. The 9 of summer is a project fails. Which one? Why? Something goes foul, and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity. Justice fails.
I
Oh,
knew that's what you were going to.
so what
Justice
happens?
fails.
I think that's what the thing asks,
the
right?
lawmakers get thrown into the pit. Before they can establish the new system, the old system still reigns, and they get chucked into the pit.
All right, let me just move this.
Yep, just throw it in the pit.
Into the pit.
What is
Perfect.
this law and order?
So this is just like, do they just get kidnapped in the middle of the night and thrown into the pit? Like, how
Get thrown into the pit.
they get lynched, effectively.
Yeah, but like in the middle of the day.
Oh wow.
It's just they're having a meeting about it, and there's a swarm of people in dark hoods with laser goat swords that swarm in, surround
Do you
them, and
think
escort them to the pit and kick them in.
Okay.
And I start a project
Yep.
to venerate the justice of the death god. The ziggurat, the much maligned ziggurat, gains a modicum of support, and construction begins.
Oh no.
So now a massive tower of death is being constructed that will cast its shadow. It'll cast a shadow. So, like when the morning sun comes up, the pit will not get light for most of the day when this is completed, because it is going to be massive and towering. So when the sun comes up, it rises in the west and sets in the east. When it rises in the west, so to the east of the pit, a ziggurat is being constructed to cast Death's shadow into the pit.
Okay.
I
think
think
that-
that's at least a 5.
It's big enough to block the sun. I think that must be a 6 in my.
All right, I'm fine with the 6. That's cool.
did we
Oh,
reduce
my
numbers?
crook needs to. Yeah, mine needs to go down.
Yep.
Did it?
And mine isn't there anymore.
And my city's still also at a 3.
Did I reduce it, or are you reducing it?
I'm deleting it every time and reducing it because I don't know.
You could double click it.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's draw. 7 of diamonds. Introduce a mystery at the edge of the map, or an unintended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it? How does it go awry?
There's so many.
What have we not been attending lately? I think the thing that we've been ignoring the most is the cyber tigers. I mean, they made walls, but we haven't dealt with them in any manageable way. I think that somehow the cyber tigers, it's almost like they're drugged or doped up or something. They suddenly become incredibly, incredibly angry and vicious and very, very predatory. They become a much greater threat. And in one fell swoop, a bunch of our people are taken out. Call it like 10 or 20, or like, it's a lot of people that are suddenly gone. We don't quite know how it went awry, but there is some suspicion being thrown on the unsettling, angry making, baby creature, which it seems like the tigers might be acting off of those same emotions.
You drew the tiger, so you can probably copy and paste it a bunch of times.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay, copying I can manage. Pasting I apparently can't.
Yeah, pasting doesn't work for some reason because I tried with my little helmet too.
Oh, you can please paste some tigers. Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, it's a problem now.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yep, it is.
All
Enough
right, numbers
tigers.
counted down. I don't think anything happened.
Nope, nothing completed.
The people are going to start a very, very hasty and quick project. Again, another secret. I'm looking for trying to get it at 1 week. To steal the Cloud Child and send it back to the city with the Light Seeker.
The thing is, for me, I think a project is supposed to be something at least a portion of the community is doing, like it's something community is working together on. This could
Fair
be
enough,
something that is just it is discovered that one day it's
yeah.
been stolen.
Let's do it then. It's a discovery. The Light Seeker and the Cloud Child are suddenly gone. However,
How
the
does that
tigers are still there.
how does that deal with my project? Because my project was to harness the cloud things.
Let's cancel it. See what the says. Discover something new. I'm not sure that discover something new actually will work for changing things that significant.
What just happened to the?
I took them all.
All of
No, I looking at this, I'm not sure. It doesn't actually mention what happens.
The discovery in this case would be the Cloud Child's missing, or I guess the Light Seeker is missing.
Either way, it doesn't say, so we can discuss it. Most of the discover something new seems to be intended to introduce something brand new rather than a situation changing.
Yeah.
You could introduce the situation that the light seeker wants to take. Like that's something that they state as like they want.
How about a discussion? The Light Seeker wants to take the Cloud Child to the city. We should let them.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, the only thing that creature has done is bring misery. Get it out of here.
Without the power milking, we cannot truly achieve self-sufficiency. We must use not only its energy, but its feeling eminence to repel people.
Okay. And that's that.
Did Indigo have one?
I think
Yeah, no.
you said you agree
There's
with that?
agreements. There's more agreements with that. The Light
With
Seeker
what Marissa said, I believe.
Yeah, to remove the child's the cloud.
That's your turn?
Oh, I have a better way to phrase that. The cloud brings only power from the cloud will only increase weakness within the community.
All right, that's the turn, I think.
Yeah.
Draw. 5. A project finishes early. What led to its early completion? Or the weather is nice and people can feel the potential all around them. Start a new project. What was this project? Oh, the ziggurat.
Yes.
I think, despite this is a thing. So, as a heads up, the rules say that if a project finishes early, I get to say how it completes. and what happens.
Yeah.
That is in the rule. So I could just take over someone's project.
Or you could, actually deal with the tigers.
Eh.
Tigers aren't his department.
Oh, I could hijack the ziggurat.
Those
Oh,
tigers.
you could.
You could.
I'll throw you into a pit. See,
So
I guess.
I think the ziggurat completes early because it is not effectively while there is growing conflict, especially now the death cultists, the christened, still with the greater numbers, the unchristened forcefully taken over the ziggurat and made it their military base, effectively from within the community, from where they cannot be stormed, thrown into
Draw your
pits.
ziggurat. Draw your horrendous stolen ziggurat. The death cult will move out,
I'd
I
say
guess.
still keep it in the same place, watching
Yep.
over the
Yeah.
Exactly. They keep it in the same place, and so they're always above, watching your worship of the death.
The ziggurat of justice. Well, it's not the death cult anymore. It's the ziggurat, whatever you're calling that. I want my skull elsewhere. Is my point.
So I think that.
Skull could be in the pit.
Oh well, it started building already by the. It's still by.
Well, I'm saying the ziggurat still exists, but the ziggurat, the skull originally was to represent the death cult within the community.
Oh, that's a skull.
Yeah, it's a little skull.
It's a square skull.
Oh.
Square skull.
Okay.
In which case, did we ever draw a ziggurat?
I don't think
No,
so.
we didn't. I just moved it to show the death cult was building there.
Yeah.
But you are
okay.
free to draw your own ziggurat in that
Perfect.
space. I know what I'm throwing into the pit next.
Oh, our projects tick also. So, one.
Watching.
Ziggurat surveillance.
Yep. That was my card. So their next, I could do their next type of action. Let me. Thing. Yep, we'll start a new project. I think. For the beyond.
That's the death cult.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought you were talking. That's the unchristened.
Right, the death cult are the beyond people.
See, I don't. The unchristened have to take more. I think after the whole I think actually Justice is probably the one who was thrown into the pit because he was definitely the one writing the code. They're dead now. So
Yeah. All of the
them.
lawmakers were thrown into the pit, not
Yeah,
just
so
one.
now I think the goal is they're just gonna declare war as part of suddenly storming the ziggurat and taking it over. Now just to continue a war. It's insane death cultists.
That's so
one
good.
of those pit with a death cult in it. Why is this so hard?
Other people don't want to pit with the death cult because people keep it, including them.
That's stupid.
So I'm gonna start a project. The intent of the project. I don't think it's reasonable to kill all the death. Insane.
That only furthers their goals.
Exactly.
It could be to lessen their power in the community.
I think weaken the death cult might be one. What's the word?
Well, we know if. All right, it's your thing, but I have ideas. You need ideas on how to undermine the death cult.
I'm just looking for a way to cripple the death cult.
Okay.
Just draw an X over the
In
death
terms
cult.
of numbers, I don't know how many. Insidious. I'm guessing 4.
Yeah, at least 4.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
say
4.
5 because we previously established them as the strongest
Yeah.
We
thing in
did
the
say
city.
they are the
That's
strongest
true.
member. They're the
That
strongest.
was before we got the outsiders in, though. So
But they're still strong then. So
yeah,
let's
they're
go
still
with 5.
strong.
Yeah.
Weaken the death.
Yeah.
Cripple them. Okay. Have we counted?
I did mine.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I will draw. I have received the 3 of diamonds. Summer is a time for production and tending to the earth. Start a project related to food production. Or summer is the time for conquest and gathering of might. Start a project related to military readiness and conquest.
Wonder
I
which one
think
will be.
I think seeing the tiger threat on our border, perhaps being drawn by the weird cloud child, perhaps not. I think based off of our genetic engineering technology,
Oh, we don't have this
the
technology. We're taking advantage of.
the aqueduct guard is going to attempt to domesticate the cyber tigers.
Try to press
Beautiful.
cyber tigers into aqueduct guard duty.
Yes. So that's just a thing. Okay, start a project related. Yeah, military readiness and conquest. We will conquer the cyber tigers by making them our pets and fight for us.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
You can even ride them because you couldn't ride a regular tiger, but these are cyber
No, it's
tigers.
cyber tigers. Exactly. I'm just gonna put. I feel like this is probably like a 5.
Yeah, this is at least 5.
Yeah, I think a 5 is good.
Okay, sure. 5. Excellent. So that would deal with the cyber tigers eventually. And I think for my action, I could just state something, right? Discover something new. I think that whilst dealing with the cyber tigers, the bolstered forces of the Aqueduct Guard also pledge to the unchristened forces in the anti-death god war.
Never mind.
Oh, that was yours. I'll take my own.
I put it back, and then you did the second part of that action.
Whatever. I have increased my animosity.
Okay, and then things reduce, so the shepherds reform our power grid into a steam thing with the eldritch cloud, and then your new community, Marissa, started at the top of the waterfall.
Oh, right. Yep, no, that harmonious new community, which has been created in secret, starts at the top of the waterfall. It comprises the majority of what our original population is, minus a lot of the aqueduct guards and some of the death cultists who couldn't be trusted to keep a secret from the unchristened, and who had been joining them. And because it is at the top of the waterfall, it is still secret from the aqueduct guards. So this town is now majority, even more so than it was, unchristened.
You mean not unchristened? Oh wait, no,
No,
there's more unchristened here than there are
This
there. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
exactly.
It's
This town
basically
is
it's one or the
unchristened.
other.
Our town
Uh-huh.
is pretty much relocated.
All the
Of
neutrals
course, at this
left.
point, our population is greatly reduced, both by the few
Couple
people we
dozen.
left behind and started with.
Mhm.
Yep.
Let's try this again somewhere else, more sane, maybe.
And then for the shepherds, they redo the power grid to be a weird like steam engine thingy, and they're basically not like domestic, like they're treating it the cloud thing like an animal, right? So they're treating it generating power as play. So
Okay.
during the day, things are like working with power, but at night it has to rest because it's a cloud thing.
So
And
when
I
the
assume
project
it's like an
completes,
animal.
they end up coming to they come to a compromise with the Pet Sanctuary in order to facilitate that, I'd guess. Or is the Pet Sanctuary doing this?
The pet sanctuary is
I
run by meat-eating old people.
Yeah, I think that the pet
That's true.
sanctuary kind of
Is not related to
disintegrated
this.
a little bit
Yeah,
upon the death of their leader.
Okay.
yeah.
yeah, it's more that the shepherds have taken over this project, and they're like, we don't have power all the time because it has to rest at night because they're treating it like a normal animal. Like you don't milk the cow 24/7, right?
Yeah. Cool. So I think power's in the middle, like
Yeah,
metal is.
power's
Not
back
a
in the middle.
scarcity, not an abundance.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
Cool.
don't tick down my own tiger clock. All right, we're good. Oh wait, your thing ticks down. Yeah.
All right.
The end of
Is it my
this
turn?
deck, I think.
Is it?
The next one. Because the king one removed 2, so it was faster.
Oh right.
So,
No, we go into fall.
yep.
Oof.
Might be done this.
I think we will.
Okay. I'll delete this card.
Let's pile and delete those. Yeah. Got the 9.
Ooh. You want revenge, Indigo? Could be time.
No, but this one finishes early.
Which means you get to say how
Oh
it
yes,
finishes.
that's what happens. So yes, that's exactly what happens. So take backsies. While the surveillance ziggurat is completed, the death cult have infiltrated the ranks of. Can you delete the eye and replace it with my skull?
Yes.
Yes.
have infiltrated the ranks of the Watchers or whatever the
Yeah, that's probably
surveillance
what they were
agents.
called.
Yeah, the Watchers, and now Death Shadow once again looms over the community as
It's an
Death's
open
watch.
secret.
Yeah, as Death's watchful eye protects everyone from goodness and life. How do I copy?
I assume Death's watchful eye should include goodness. It's just protecting them from, life.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what the card is. Projects tick. A new project begins. I don't have the ability to copy and paste, but if someone could copy and paste my skull, I have a project that's Death Cult related. Thank you. I can't move it. Can you move it to the Radio Shack?
Oh no, you're redoing the Radio Shack.
Yeah. Yeah, death waves begin assembling from the Radio Shack for a Death Cult broadcast service.
Beautiful.
So worship is now ubiquitous in every when this project's completed. I don't know how many numbers you want it to be. I was thinking 4 because the Radio Shack already exists. It just needs to be refurbished.
Yeah,
Does
I
4
got
sound good?
fried. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Let
So
me,
yeah,
let me
Death
my
Radio
tigers.
is going to be implemented upon the completion. So worship of the Death God will not only be in person, but all around you all the time. Yep.
We're running out of adversity token.
I'm sorry. I have a death cult to run. I mean, this was not supposed to be factional, but this turned very quickly factional.
I've noticed that. Marissa, I think that makes it.
It's your turn.
All right. 5 of clubs. There we go. Which would be the parish arrives. Who are they? Why have they chosen your community? And for what? Or a small gang of marauders is making its way through local terrain. How many are there? What weapons do they carry? I think the parish arrives. They are a relatively small group of about 15 people, and they have come because they have legitimately felt the strong waves of faith even before the thing came coming from our community. And they in some ways, I guess, feed off of that. They are humanoid. They are not quite human. They are very, very tall.
My brain is going to Kaminoans unless you direct me otherwise.
I have no idea what that is.
Star Wars.
The
It's Star
people
Wars
who
Episode 2.
the
The
people who
cloners
made
in
the
Star
clones,
Wars.
the like super tall, super pale.
Yeah. That's what my brain is going
those
to
guys were
unless you
awesome. I
until
go
you
with
tell me
yes.
otherwise. Yes,
I
they look
like
like
it.
Kaminoans. Sick.
We're out of adversity tokens.
I'll put one back. Don't worry.
So they have
Uh,
absolutely no problems with anyone's beliefs. They are good with the death cult, they're good with the water guardians, they're good with everything. They just
I think those were our
like
only
to
two
live in
cults.
a place where there is a lot of belief.
I think that's the only two cults because the Root Ripper has been silent for a while.
The Root Ripper
Yeah,
has been silent for a while. That's correct. I think they've been distracted.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll draw that as somebody wants to.
Here, I'll move my sword if you want more room.
You can shrink the sword too.
I don't. Can I shrink the whole? It won't let me shrink it. It will let me just move it.
In white.
Oh wait, I could go like. Nope.
Yes. Tall people.
There we go.
I don't know why, but I've decided it's wearing a crown.
Good. I like it.
Okay, any
They're just
countdowns?
yeah. Death waves.
Just cyber tigers.
All right, and I
Okay.
am also going to start another project. I think that our group of the people who left this new city at the top of the waterfall are going to try to dam the waterfall itself, not the aqueduct, but the actual source, to deny the unchristened and the town their water.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's a 6.
If it's a big waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's There will definitely be no conflict over.
No, none at all. As I take an adversity token.
Oh, we were out. What happened?
No, there was one more in there. I took it. Another one got put back.
Um. Harvest is here and plentiful, add an abundance, or cold autumn winds drive out your enemies, remove a threatening force from.
Ooh.
I think harvest here is here and plentiful. Specifically, I think we do have I think some
I think cyber tigers will give us safety.
Okay. Adjust the timers and everything.
Okay, yeah. So mine is on the same track as Radio Shack. I remember that. So I gotta.
Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna discover something. So I think this is. I guess I'll do a scene. At the top of the ziggurat, we see, like the totally not death cult leaders.
Yeah, they're it's
who are
totally not
having
difficult. You're right.
they're having court at the top of the ziggurat, in the open in full view, and there's like a line of people coming up to this. Like it's basically we dealt with your issue. I don't think it's always thrown into the pit, but like next, and then coming up is the opportunist. This greasy man, I imagine, in his 40s. He kneels before them and yells out that he has discovered something in the scrapyard, and his recent coming to faith in the death cult has guided him to offer it. It is a great tool and made a great sacrifice to the death cult. And I don't think I don't think he has it with, but he shows those who follow, whoever the death cult, the location of a partially buried nuclear weapon, just buried in the dirt under the ground, not even far.
Are you
Yep.
sure this all happens within a year? Because this is a very
Yep.
Very productive year.
He just finds an
busy,
unexploded nuclear bomb and offers it to the death cult.
This was a very busy year.
But it still needs to be dug out. But that's my thing. I discovered.
Cool.
kind of frightening how fast this
Yeah, this
cult
is
is coming
totally a
power.
quiet year. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Countdown timers.
Countdown timers already went.
Yeah.
I think those already went.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah,
Discover
we
something
did, we
new
did.
wasn't a card. Sorry.
Yep.
My
That was my
turn.
Yep.
Please give me something to fix any of these problems.
What problems?
There's a lot of problems according to my people.
They're all one people.
See, I'm just like, okay, the majority of the town is insane, so we'll just have insane things keep happening.
Introduce a dark mystery among the members of the community, or conflict flares up among community members, and as a result, a project fails. I have to, as guardian of the waterways, have the dam fail.
Never mind, I'm taking that back.
Fair.
How does it fail?
I think the increased aqueduct guard find the community and see they're building the dam and break up the dam.
Now, do they tell about the community?
I don't think they. I'd assume these is probably like old aqueduct guard, so they give the deal of as long as you do not mess with the aqueduct or the water that comes from it, you do not need be part of the community. Just leave the waters as they be, or else we shall return. We have tigers to tame.
Oh,
Cool.
sadly finished project.
Timers.
Timers. I guess on that note, hearing about this unexploded nuclear bomb, the guard will take it upon themselves to make sure no one has their hands on that and start a project to decommission the bomb.
Honestly, I think that's a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to dig it up. They want to get rid of it. Just don't have it here.
Cool. All right.
I will put a 2 down.
I'm gonna draw. Got the Queen of Spades. Clubs, sorry. Sorry, yeah. Queen of Clubs. Disease spreads through the community. Choose one. You spend the week quarantining and treating the disease. Project dice are not reduced this week. Nobody knows what to do about it. Add health and fertility as a scarcity. The death cult prevents all treatment. Health and fertility
God.
are a scarcity.
Perfect.
No, that's
Not what you want.
here we go.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that.
So whispers of the dam being built have started to frighten the pit people. And they begin retrofitting the subway tunnels to pipe water from the bottom of the endless pit the waterfall falls into directly into the pit as a water source.
So flood the subway tunnels?
Yeah, they're trying to flood the subway tunnels to...
I like it.
I don't think that would actually take too long. Probably a 3.
3 seems fair.
Mhm.
I had to pick a project that wasn't a death cult project because I've been doing a lot of those.
Mhm.
Timers
And then
tick down.
Yep.
Death is now on the airways.
Tigers have now been tamed.
Want to
You wanna
spread those tigers out like around the city as a
Yeah.
wall?
You want to do yours first to go?
Yeah, death is on the airways. The radios have been retrofitted into the pit. There's a speaker on top of the ziggurat. Houses now have the option of picking up a personal radio for their dwellings if they want to always hear the word of the death god. They are never without their faith.
And thanks to our gene technology, we have tamed the cyber tigers that once hunted us. Now we hunt together, allowing
Hack
us
the
to
tigers.
we've hacked the tigers. We traverse the fields without worry.
Except for the fact they dehydrate you. But, we can get back to that.
Yeah, but you travel fast enough on the tigers where you're good. So I don't think we're scarce on safety anymore. We have cyber tigers.
Yeah, but I definitely wouldn't say
Yeah.
we have an abundance of safety with all of the murder cults and
Yeah.
war.
Not a murder cult.
It's a death
The
cult
death cult,
that
there's
makes
difference.
that makes the death happen.
That's semantics. You know?
Okay.
So as part of the Aqueduct Guard, they have created the the Cyber Tiger Cavalry.
Yes.
Indigo, I think that's you next.
I just went.
Oh, right, it was the countdown.
Yeah.
Oh, gift. Sorry.
Like that.
Okay, I've got the Jack of Clubs, which is a project finishes early. Which one? Why? And I don't have an or here. If there are no projects underway, restlessness creates animosity, which leads to violence. Who gets hurt? However, there are definitely projects underway. One of them finishes early, and why? We only have one project? Oof.
No,
We
there's the other one
Oh,
down here
there's
too.
flooding the tunnels. Oh, flooding the tunnels definitely finishes early because they get into water and there is so much more water than they expected. It floods the pit. It floods the apartments of the catacombs. It floods the apartment.
No, not the
It
mole
starts coming out
people.
over the pit, and then on the plains, we are now basically just walking on like soggy, soggy water. Only within our community, because outside of the community, the grass sucks it up.
Oh,
Mm.
that's the biggest backfire possible.
Sorry?
I don't
You
have
know what
any
would have
amount of.
helped?
I don't have
Root
any
Ripper
tokens.
has so many regrets now.
I don't have any tokens to grab.
Here, just have one of mine for that.
I'm actually going to remove one. So if someone else wants to take it, they can. Because at least the pit's gone.
There's a lot of animosity from my groups.
We could drain the pit.
It's gone right now, though.
Well, the timers count down, which I think at this point is the bomb gets
Just the
decommissioned.
bomb. Yeah, the bomb is either ooh, I think the bomb gets decommissioned and added to our power source. Like we take the nuclear like capabilities of the bomb and just make it like a nuclear power generator.
Salvage the
Back up.
uranium.
So now
Yeah,
power
salvage the
moved from a
uranium.
middle to a abundance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at night we run on nuclear power, and during the day we have Eldritch Cloud.
I think that I am going to start a project where the city above, oh, that's a good name. It is named the city above now, is going to attempt to steal the power of this community. They're getting sick and tired of living without power, and they want the cloud god and the nuclear bomb to themselves.
Both?
Yep.
Steal all of
Or at
power.
least the benefits.
They also really don't want this community to exist anymore. They think it is way too chaotic, so. I'm assuming that'll take at least a bit of time. Give it 3.
Yeah, I think 3 to like plan the both.
Yeah.
Because nuclear bombs are not.
And
Yeah.
we're technically trying to steal a living thing. What
would
they're intending to
say-
do with that living thing is debatable.
I would say more than 3 because cyber tigers are now on our side.
Yeah, I'll
That's-
give it 4.
Yeah, 4 seems fair. So mad you flooded my pit.
Sorry. That was too good of an opportunity to ignore. I like your pit was fine, but also,
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Do we count down the other things?
How do I have the
is
least
it.
amount of? I have
This
everyone
one should
else.
get deleted, right? Or is that the new one you started?
That's the one she just started.
That's the power
Yeah.
source one.
Yeah. You don't have a lot of animosity because the death cult has taken over the town.
Yeah.
Yup.
So, my first option is someone sabotages a project and it fails as a result. Who did this? Why? Or someone is caught trying to sabotage the efforts of the community. How does the community? I only really have one. So I think, yeah. This doesn't cancel the project. So I think what happens while you're still planning the heist, I think the aqueduct guard, they know, like they probably after first discovering it, as see like people discussing the heist. High Town, what was it called? The Cliff City
I like the town above.
town above. We zoom out and there's like just someone with like cyber binoculars watching aqueduct. they're setting a trap. It's not just we're going to stop them; it's we're going to catch them red-handed trying to do that. So, when the project finishes, Marissa, just keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind. Will do.
And someone else could start a project to drain the pit. If they
Well, it's good to have one. I think the community, because they're tired of soggy roads, they're not going to start a project to drain the pit entirely. They're going to dig a river out this way. They're going to dig a river out to the southeast to stop flowing in the community. Instead, goes away.
a spillway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dig a spillway.
Ooh. Yeah, no, you get have an animosity.
Yeah, that helps.
Yep. How weeks do you think? It's probably just something rough.
Even just
and
a
I'm
little
guessing
one?
most of the community would want to pitch in on this one. I'm guessing.
Even
Yeah.
just a little
I
one
accidentally
looking at
deleted
the
like
grass, I'd say
I
a week
deleted
of-
3 tokens by accident instead
Okay.
of doing. Yeah, I need 3 more tokens.
But yeah, I would say just literally a week because
Yeah,
the
because probably
grass will
everyone's
take
doing
it.
it.
It doesn't need to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, everyone's in favor of the spillway.
All right. Oops. I drew the king. Uh-oh. A natural disaster strikes this area. Choose one. You focus on getting everyone to safety, remove an abundance, and a project fails. Or you focus on protecting your supplies and hard work at any cost. Several people die as a result. Oh no.
If it's several people, I would assume that they should be named people in this case.
Mm-hmm. I think you focus on protecting your supplies and hard work at any cost. Several people die as a result, thus pleasing the death god.
Yes, the death cult is pleased.
Who do you think dies?
I think. How many named people do we have?
Quite a few.
I'm gonna roll 2d4 twice for named people who die. Or well, 2d4.
Okay.
Oh, it's Digger Man and Digger Boy.
They both die.
Father
Okay.
and son die
So I'm
in the
curious,
flood.
what is the natural disaster? It is a flood.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a flood because your project finishes, but I think there's like
They're digging the
something
spillway,
happens.
and they
Yeah, they're
get like
digging the spillway and the
Fall down
water
the
rushes
spillway.
in. Yeah. Or like there's a heavy rain as the spillway completes, so we have to contend with the rainwater and the spill like water. It's just a mess. A lot of people
Rain
die.
has always been a sign from the gods in this city.
hmm
Mhm.
yep.
And I think finally the aqueduct guard will um act against the death cult because there needs to be order in the city and not just allow people to die for no reason.
It's not for no reason.
In the aqueduct guard's mind, it is for no reason.
How is this community not just burned itself out?
We're
So,
working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I want to start a war against the death cult. Do what the outsiders could not
With cyber tigers.
with cyber
You're
tigers.
trying to oust the death cult.
Yeah, oust the death cult.
Okay. That's probably a 6. They have a fortification now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 5.
6,
Cyber
but then
tigers do.
also they're in every home.
I would say
So
a
rate
6,
Yeah,
especially
6.
because they were like the outsiders and the aqueduct integrated, and then the outsiders got taken over. So there's probably a bit of split loyalty for some of the aqueduct guards who are like unknowing spies or something. So I'm guessing it takes a bit longer. I think a 6.
All right,
Okay.
I'll do a 6. Yeah. So, the energy heist ticks down.
Yeah, and the spillway's finished.
Yeah. It only cost us Digger Man and Digger Boy.
Yep. The finders of great white good.
And that is my turn.
To go with it.
Someone issues a dire warning, and the community leaps into action to avoid the disaster. What is this warning? Start a contentious project that relates to it. Right. Yeah. Yeah, someone issues a dire warning. I think it's I think it's the Light Seeker saying that if more grasses are not brought back soon, the people of the city will come to invade, and we are ill prepared for that. So the contentious project, I think, is yet another ziggurat.
Is it covered in grasses?
Yeah, a grassy ziggurat needs to be constructed in the center of town on top the ruins of the pods.
Ooh.
Like, he points to a spot in the middle where the pod system is. Using this as a base, we need to construct a ziggurat of grass to rebalance the ecosystem that reaches into the sky with the glowing purple light to show our devotion to light and goodness. That's the contentious project.
Nice.
I guess that's probably a 6. Because I think the original Ziggurat was a 6, but it just got completed early because of a card.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. Adjust the dice.
Yep.
Do that. I did the other one, yeah. The
Spillway should
ousting
probably-
the spillway should go away.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
spillway
that
should go
one's-
away, but I still get to
Spillway is
start a.
complete.
Yeah, I'm also going to start a project to dig even deeper to once again drain the ziggurat. Not the ziggurat, the pit.
But later.
No, that was the
No,
card
he got that from
project.
a
Oh,
card.
you're right.
Yeah,
You're doing
card.
both. Okay.
What do we think the salvation?
I'm guessing
I think-
probably 2. Like digging it deeper
Well-
wouldn't take too long. It already
You have to
exists.
dig deeper than the already deep pit is.
The
Wait,
problem is it's flooded, so you have to drain the water, and
Let's
then
call
you
it-
gotta dig.
Yeah.
Did you dig out from
Well,
the bottom?
let's call it 4
Yeah.
instead of 2.
Okay.
To drain the pit.
Okay.
So
4 of clubs. The strongest among you dies. What caused the death?
What's with me and getting death one? Or the weakest among you dies. Who's to blame for their death? Hmm. The strongest among us, namely the faith key or the faith whatever eating things that we made, the parish, start to die one by one. Do I get to answer what the cause is?
Yep.
What caused the death? The cause of the death was that the energy that they were eating the faith of was the death cult.
They starved to death.
I mean, they were overeating, or I don't. They should pick their faith more carefully.
Oh, I see. They ate death faith. What killed them?
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yep, so rip the parish.
Yep.
Yep.
Joe.
There we go.
Dead parish.
Everyone's happy
Count?
about that.
Pardon?
Everyone's happy about that.
Yep.
Yeah, they weren't doing anyone any harm.
Yeah, that's why we're happy about it.
Okay,
No one established
so
at the back later. They die.
the countdown on the energy theft has just come up. So because they're being watched, I think that they've made all of their plans, but they know what's going on. So they get ready to sneak into town and steal the things, and they get all the way to town before finding that the defenses around the energy being is been massively increased under the guise of securing the site for the new ziggurat, which they did not know about. So they are suddenly faced by a ziggurat, a bunch of new things, and their plan just goes to shambles. Especially when one of the townspeople spots them, sets the alarm, says, "Hey, I thought you were gone. Where'd you get to?" And basically, the entirety of the raiding squad gets captured. Those who are back at the city above have no idea what happened. They're hoping that things are still secret. But about 5 of their number are gone, and this mission was obviously not a success.
Cool.
For mine, I would like to do a discovery. The cyber tigers are hungry, and the domesticated chimeras are being eaten. Undomesticated meat should now be a rarity or a scarcity.
Domesticated,
Yep.
Yeah.
domesticated urban since the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just separate the two.
And as the herbivores get away, we are running out of meat for the tigers.
And the old people.
And the old people.
Yep.
And we already know what happens when the old people run out of meat.
They leave.
They eat the mole people.
They eat the mole people.
I think the old people are dwindling in number.
Well,
I feel
the
like
fe-
mole
the few
people,
of
or
them
at least
left,
a large amount of them, left.
The few of them that joined the death cult, they lived in the pit when it flooded.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
They
yeah, a
might
lot
escape
of
the
people
sunlight.
died.
I don't think they're 100% eradicated, but they're far and few between at this point.
Okay. It's your turn.
Yep, that's my turn. We'll start a war between the old people and the
Tigers.
tigers over meat.
So
I wonder who will win that war.
someone returns to the community. Who? Where were they? Or you find a body. Do people recognize who it is? What happened? I have an idea. I'm trying to consider if it's too weird.
No.
Cool.
Nope.
Okay. So I think let's go with someone returns to the community. Where were they? In a different way. It's technically both. You find a body and someone returns to the community. You're welcome to veto this if it's too weird. Another digger girl, digs up another orb of light where the one of the parish were buried. Quickly, they dig up all of the rave sites and find of light.
Ooh.
The parish have returned in the form of eggs, light, non-Newtonian eggs.
Oh, I
like
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
However, I'm still taking an animosity for it.
Throw them in the generator.
Yep.
I've changed it to rip, sort of, for the raw.
Little egg.
Okay. And then for my turn,
Oh, projects tick first.
Yeah.
yes, pick first.
I don't think anything finishes. So.
Since they seem to be, yeah. I'm going to start a project where the aqueduct guards will be interrogating the people they captured. I don't think that'll take too long. I think maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd say 1. Yeah, no, 2.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
So the aqueduct guards interrogate who?
The
The
people
captured people from the city above.
The city above. Yeah. That's 2.
Okay. We'll draw. Is the 7. A project just isn't working out as expected. Radically change the nature of this project. Don't modify the project die. When it resolves, you'll be responsible for telling the community how it went. Or something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity. I, I think the emptying of the pit, something changes about it.
Everyone messing with my pit. It's not even the evil things. It's just the pit.
So when it resolves, I'll be responsible for telling the community how it went. So yeah, they're still digging. Nothing changes as of yet.
We went against my pit so badly. I just wanted a pit community. The
I'm
death cult
surprised
was
it's
my
not the
shit.
grass cigarette. It's like, no, we're all minorly okay with that.
Yeah, an environmentally friendly death cult is fine.
Well, that's not. I represent more than one faction in the community.
The ziggurat makes it unclear.
Oh, that ziggurat's the Lightbringer's pet project.
Okay. I didn't know if she was herself contributing to it.
Let me see here. What do I want to do?
No, things tick. Well, you consider what it's.
Oh yeah, things tick.
Yep.
I think that. Oh, we gotta deal with the. I would like to start a project to make our domesticated carnivores herbivores, thus changing the tigers into plant-based creatures instead of meat-based, fixing our problem.
That's how that works. Within a
Plant-based
year.
attack tigers.
Yeah, they
Well, if
they
you're
they
developing
are
plant-based,
herbivore.
I think
We-
it's less changing the tigers and more developing a plant-based protein for the tigers.
Yeah,
That could work.
plant-based proteins.
That's
or we
still
could have
6
the
weeks
tigers graze on the grass.
to me.
That's
Oh, yeah.
still 6 weeks, but
Oh,
more
Yeah.
feasible than changing the tigers.
Digestive system.
Listen, we set up genetically modified animals. I would just say, just change them to herbivores. I'll put that by this tiger, 6 weeks.
Cool. What a draw.
I think that's the last card.
Oh,
Ace
Is
of
it?
clubs.
it is. Then we're into winter.
The community becomes obsessed with a single project. Choose one. They decide it'll take more time to ensure that it's perfect. Add 3 weeks to the project. They drop everything and work on it. All of their projects fail.
Wait, fail?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can restart projects, right? That seems reasonable.
There's 4 projects ongoing right now. Oh, 5 projects. So
Yeah, and I
Wait,
don't like most of them. So
where's the 5th one? Oh, wait, that's the 5th one. Okay.
yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna expedite the pit draining.
By 1 turn?
Mm.
Okay.
Yes, I want to reclaim the control over the pit draining.
I don't think you
I don't think
reclaim
you can.
control. You just say they dropped
No,
everything
if
to
it-
work on this project. Everything
If
else
it
fails.
no, if it continues on your turn,
Yeah, but the last card was like, no, this is that specific.
The last card specifically said, like, hey, it's now
yours
your
now.
project, basically.
I was trying to retake it.
I don't
I
think
don't
that.
think
it-
you
You can
can.
retake it by making it fail.
Yeah,
It
you
just
could make it
restarting.
fail
Yeah.
and then restart it.
Oh yeah, the only thing that continues is the grass ziggurat.
Everything
grass
else
ziggurat.
fails. So
Okay.
All other projects fail.
okay.
Well, we actually, yeah, no. Suddenly, more meat-eating tigers sounds like a bad call. Maybe that project shouldn't have failed.
Whatever. We need to bring the light.
I have an idea to solve both of these. Indigo, it's your turn, because it's up to you to describe how the projects fail. But what if we feed the prisoners who are no longer interrogated to the tigers who no longer eat as much?
Seems fair. There's no
Yeah,
more
so
prisoners.
that satiates the tigers. I was
Yeah.
also doing my inquisition against the death cult. So
There's more pressing matters.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
it just like we can see, like, do people think they see movement coming from the city and we're like, oh no, we have to get this done at
Yeah,
ASAP?
I
Like,
think that's
we all
what
just
it
get
is.
scared
Yeah.
into working together for a while.
Yeah. So then I start a new project. The revitalization of the pit effort part 2.
Redrain the pit.
Redrain the pit.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 2 weeks because it was 1 before. Because of the slowdown, it's added an additional week.
I'm fine with that myself. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like it.
Yeah.
This is the type of project where progress wouldn't have reset if it.
Yeah, but like the supply lines and workforce have been
Are still
were temporarily redirected to the ziggurat of light. So
Yeah. All right.
All right. Drawing from the
Winter's
winter
come.
deck.
Yes, winter.
Please just draw the king and then end the game.
I think it's the
The
queen. I
6
can't
of
remember.
spades.
It's the
No,
king.
it's the king.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
The time has come to consolidate your efforts and your borders. Projects located outside of the settlement fail, and remaining projects are reduced by 2 this week. Or
Aw,
someone finds a curious opportunity on the edge of the map. Start a project related to this discovery. We don't really have any projects. Oh, wait.
We have the
The
pit
pit
complex.
that's part of the community.
It's
I
like
don't
part
want-
in
It
and
was.
part
I
out.
believe you said it was just outside the border, like at the edge of the. I don't know.
Oh, I meant for it to be in the community. I was trying to make space.
Okay.
Okay,
I
I'm
wanted
not that cruel, honestly.
I was thinking upside down apartment complex that people could live in within the community. That was the plan for the pit. But that someone flooded it.
Okay, the second one was I was looking at a 6. Someone finds a curious opportunity on the edge of the map. Basically, I think that the village above has gone exploring a little bit more. And again, they find that 2 or 3 days away from the top of the waterfall, in pretty much whatever direction they go, they hit the city. Always. And they're always coming at it from the opposite direction. So they're trying to figure out, okay, how can we then use this, as we know that the city dwellers are attempting to go to war with our people, and honestly, we don't like the people down there anymore. So they are going to start making contact with the people of the city and trying to meet them.
Cool.
Okay. I'd give that a.
3 seems fair.
I don't
Yeah.
think I actually get to start a project, but it also.
Oh, it does.
Right.
Start a
Start a
project.
project related to this discovery.
Yeah, start.
Oh,
Yeah, start a
yep, you're
project.
right. Never mind.
Making contact is your project.
Yep. I'm just going to draw pink stick people all over the map. That's about my drawing skills here.
Fair enough.
That's a speech bubble. Okay. Then projects tick down, and I was not prepared for this.
There's no other projects to take down because I have eliminated all the projects.
Well, then this one. Don't forget this one.
Yep.
Let's hold a discussion as I try and decide what discussion is on. The end of the world should come again. Release the tigers on all who oppose us.
Fetzer?
I'm gonna try. Who am I?
The community in general is who you're part of.
We are rebuilding. We will not have the progress we have made be destroyed, despite turtles.
The looming death of the tigers in the grassland posed a threat that made us strong. They should be released again.
The Tigers add security to our ranks. We need to be safe.
The community has spoken and is apparently very divided.
Hurry.
Yep.
Yeah.
My turn.
I'll take one too.
The 7 of spades. What is winter like in this area? How do community members react to weather? Pretty straightforward. So yeah, no, winter has arrived. This is probably then we get first snow, even if it. So it starts snowing heavily, and I think I think for some reason, and what's very strange is the tall grasses. I mean, most grass doesn't really. The grasses absorb the snow like they do water. And so there's this patch of snow in our community, except for the ziggurat where the grasses have started to grow, and the area outside. Still cold, but it is very disconcerting. I don't think there are enough leathers or to keep people inside. We have plenty of power. It's good. And I do think that just like the summers are hot, I think it can get.
Well, both of the projects tick first, I
Both,
think.
you're right. Yeah. To go. Happened on both of them.
The ziggurat of light is completed. And if we could drain the pit, please.
I believe just a puddle of water in
Yeah, a
one
puddle at the
corner
bottom would be good.
to basically say, "Hey, look, this did happen."
Well, because he wanted to keep water at the bottom, right? Like that was the first project, and then it like blew up.
Now it's the pit complex, catacombs, and underground lake.
We've just been trying to make like a vault from Fallout this whole time.
Shush.
We came from a vault. We're going into another
We
one.
shall build our own vault.
Yes, a vault of our own design.
And
Yeah, so the pit is now once again habitable, and because of the cold winter, those and it's like more insulated. Everyone that was living in the bunkhouse up top is now moved into the now empty pit complex for ease of warmth.
I would. I wish I had control because I would have said you'll release the cyber Balrog.
oh,
It's peaceful.
yes. And to add to that, actually, this card is full. I think old blades are fashioned and sold by a tunist into ice skates, and the frozen lake at the bottom, since it's winter, is now frozen over. People are now ice skating on it.
Ooh, I like that. That's fun.
That is my.
You know what?
I guess that's not really just. I guess that could be discovering something.
Yeah.
That's what I'll use it for.
The joys of ice skating.
The opportunist is not
Yeah,
just
everyone likes that.
Yeah.
That.
Okay, I will draw the 5. That is, uh-oh. Winter elements destroy a food source if this was your only food source at a scarcity, or winter elements leave everyone cold, tired, and miserable. Project Dice are not reduced this week. Are there any projects?
Nope.
No, which I think means
It means I gotta do the
first one?
first one.
We only have one source of food.
Yeah,
Lovely.
What is our food source?
the chimeras, which are now gone.
Well, they were already scarce.
They were scarce, but now it's a matter of none.
Yep.
Mm.
Last chimera.
We have to add a scarcity. We're probably like growing something too, so now a scarcity is
What we were
farms.
feeding them.
Food.
Yeah.
Yeah, scarcity of food.
Yeah.
Yeah. We never really discussed any
It wasn't a
sort of food source
scarcity or
aside
an
from
abundance.
comforting.
It was
Yeah, it
neither a
wasn't.
scarcity nor abundance. Now it's a scarcity.
Yeah.
Yeah. We mentioned they could eat the grass, but we couldn't. But yeah, now because it's so cold, things have gotten
Or
worse.
squash or whatever.
Um. Oh boy, I think due to this, I will make a discovery of the aqueduct guards have set up a small fishing expedition at the waterfall, like grizzly bears do with salmon.
Yes.
So they are attempting to fish the waterfall.
A
So I'll,
fishery.
little fishery, yeah. So I'll add little fishies. That
Cool,
doesn't.
I like it.
People need to fish it.
Why has the winter been the most peaceful season?
Because we're all just trying
Because
to
we
survive,
spent
I think.
all the rest of the year messing with each other.
Yep. And the winter cards are just like, yeah, you're having trouble surviving, so you got to do something against that.
Yep. And that's my turn.
To go.
Got the 2. Do we have any ongoing projects?
We
I
don't.
think so, no.
We
I thought the
don't.
fishery was going to be one.
No, I
That
made
was a
that
dis-
like that was just something I
A
established.
discovery.
Like that's what they're
Well,
trying to do.
So the discovery is that there are fish in the waterfall.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay. Yep. No. We have no ongoing projects, so I don't think either of those are quite.
Yeah. You want me to draw again?
In this case, yes. It's up to everyone else too.
Yeah.
I'd be
It's
good
a-
with that.
Oh, I did it.
Oh yeah,
it's
end the
been
game.
done.
The
So-
Frost Shepherds arrive.
Indigo, you drew the card. What do we know of the Frost Shepherd? How does the game end?
I think the Frost Shepherds are. Oh, actually, we did have one ongoing project: the communication with the people in the.
Oh,
city.
way up there.
I've been completely forgetting that.
I don't even know where that. I mean,
It's
that's
way
up
in the
here,
top
right? But I
left.
don't see a thing.
We didn't
Like-
number it. I don't think it was a.
It was like a 3, I thought. So it would have.
Yeah, it
ended.
would have happened way earlier.
Marissa-
Oh, I think it got deleted with the
Oh, it did. I nuked
the
it.
pit complex thing.
With one of my
Marissa, do you want to say
features.
how it went before we end the game?
If it got deleted with the pit complex
think it
thing, I would
failed.
say, yeah,
Oh.
it failed. They got run out of town. They got sent back to the community.
The city is just as bad as we thought, it turns out.
Yeah. Yes. I think the people from the city are the Frost Shepherds. I think there is a well-armed force that begins marching upon the community. We can see them over the grasses in their bright blue armor, marching through to conquer this city, our little community we have built, and bring it under the thumb of the greater people of the city.
So the city above made them aware that we existed.
Yes.
You wanted us to end. You wanted the city above wanted the city
Basically
below
got
to
what they
end.
wanted.
Yep.
Yeah.
As
My
above,
only
as
question
shall be
is: Are the
below.
Frost Shepherds
have
human?
We don't know. We just know the frosted blue armor.
Okay. So we finished the quiet year, and I.
Yep.
Can we turn this into a game?
Yes, we
I don't
can.
think so.
Okay.
I say
We
yes.
absolutely could, but I'm not sure I want to.
As much as you don't want to, well, we can discuss
Oh, I don't
it.
have any issues with it, but
Well, I feel like what we would do is we'd play characters in this world that we have set up.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we'd start as members of the community, like individuals, and then we can go on adventures because we have places. We have the community. We have the city above. We have the endless city around us.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. I'm actually curious to just discuss this game because for me it was very, very effective as a map drawing game. Like we have history here and we now have a
Yeah.
place and knowing what different things. The thing that I'm questioning a little bit is there is no way in anything that everything we've described happened in 1 year.
No.
Like I think we may have
We
either
built 2
described things
ziggurats.
too momentously
We could
or
call it a decade. Let's call
yeah.
it a decade.
Yeah,
A
I think
quiet
that
century.
a quiet decade is something that makes a lot more sense when it comes to this. I was really impressed with the cards and the options it gave, though.
Yeah, the
They
cards and
always
options were good.
made something happen, and it was
Yeah.
easy
I
to see
think,
how if it came in different orders, it would change things, but not too much.
Yeah.
much to my loathing, I have a couple. I will post them in chat. We could talk about them in the oncoming little bit. But there's a couple like generic systems we can bend to our will, much to my dismay, that we could make work for this.
You know what? Actually, I think
One
would fit well, and we are, I think, potentially the right group for it. Fate.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
We will talk about it. I don't. Fate's like always seems too simplified to me.
That's fair.
But there are plenty of generic systems we can bend to our will, even though I've got on record with my much loathing of generic systems. There's a couple that are kind of like post sci-fi bent that I can throw out, but we can
Oh.
discuss what a good
Mhm.
One
system to explore this post and appending re-apocalyptic world.
one of the other comments that I would make about this game is do not factionalize, like its community as a whole, is nearly impossible.
Yeah.
I
You
think
get
that's
it's
on
the
attached to
purpose.
your
intent in
pet
a way.
project, and it feels wrong to like say, and now I say what the death cult does because I didn't make it.
Hmm.
I was, I think, the most neutral.
You were.
I was just
Yeah.
like, and this is interesting, so it happens, and this is interesting, so it happens.
Yeah. I tried to
Tried to make
diversify
it
my
more.
factions. Like, the Lightburger was their own faction, the Pit people were their own faction, and the Death Cult were their own faction.
Yeah. I was trying to play it as like I'm representing the group of people who have come out of the bunker and want to fly under the radar and be safe, right? So that's why I put up the fence, made the water. Like, no, don't take away the aqueduct. We need the aqueduct, right? And then just like, oh, these people came. That's why I was like, nope, I don't like people. Stay away.
Yeah.
I was trying to sow chaos for as much as I could without actually taking a faction and just relating it to everybody's stuff so that it would still kind of be tied together, but it got harder and harder to work, and finally I'm like, okay, let's just start anew, and then it factionalized,
Yeah.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I want to make my Death Cultist to go on an adventure with.
Yep. Okay. Well, we'll talk about if we can make
If and how.
this insane thing work.
I think we could probably pretty easily do an adventure game.
Do we think
Honestly,
that this game would
Apocalypse
be
World could work.
Apocalypse World is an option. I was also just because there's already a similar kind of like post-apocalyptic setting that's pre-built like for Cypher system, like Numenera is kind of like a post-apocalyptic cyber magic-y religion-y setting that it's based on the Cypher system that we could probably bend Cypher system pretty easily because it's already one that's supposed to be like you come in with your own setting or a pre-built setting and then we have a variety of options that you plug in.
Yeah. Okay. Clear it out.
Yeah.
Probably won't be on next week.
Probably not. We'll talk
Or
about it though.
we definitely won't be on the week after.
Yeah. But we
We'll
will
not be at home.
ruminate.
Yes.
yes, rumination will occur.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Bye.
Bye.